Great song. A bunch of front-running phonies, man. Like all those phony Red Wing fans. Oh, man, give me a break.
We are Sports Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Phony is Greg Reed's smile, man.
Friday, you bastards.
Lenny's asked America what they wanted in an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
I want more than just a lot of food.
I want a lot of choices.
Bacon, pancakes, and eggs any way I want them.
Oh, and sausages, those little sausages that look like dog turds.
Yeah, the ones that always come stuck together. Why is that?
And I don't want it warmed under a heat lamp at some fast food place. I want it warmed under a heat lamp at Lenny's.
Tell you how I want it. I want bacon really fatty and lean so that when you pick it up, it sort of droops off your finger. And eggs with the yolk broken so they're hot as a rock.
And I want it served by a fat, sullen waitress with a mustache so I have an excuse to stiff her. Hey, bring it to me, bitch, now!
And I don't want to stand in line. I want to wait in line to get seated for a really long time.
They do that at Denny's. Lenny's.
America, there's a new all-you-can-eat Grand Slam breakfast menu at Lenny's. It's everything you already expect from Lenny's, just a lot more of it at room temperature.
You turd.
10:01 at 560 WQAM. Happy Friday to you. What a great day this is going to be. Can't you feel it? Can't you smell it?
It is great. Friday.
It is. It's especially good Friday. Anyway, here the reason I played the Lenny's Denny's, which I had forgotten how cute that is. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially the part about the sausages that look like dog turds. Anyway, that's going to be our poll today, and it's a good thing we stumbled into that yesterday.
I think I just passed it back to you.
What inspired me for that?
Something yesterday.
Something about Applebee's.
Yeah.
What were we talking about with Applebee's?
I worked there for a little bit.
No, but but that came after, for some reason it came into the conversation. Well, whatever. Oh, it must have been the story about somebody who, spit in the soup or something. Anyway,
That's what it was.
But that couldn't have been an Applebee's.
No.
So that's going to be our poll. What is the worst sit-down, no drive-through restaurant chain in America? See, I had to put no drive-through in there.
Right.
Because otherwise they'll say, well, we think it's Steak and Shake. No, we're not talking about fast food. We've done those polls a million times. We've never done this one.
The sit-down chains.
A sit-down joint. And we got a list so far: Denny's, Chili's, Applebee's, Perkins Pancake House, IHOP, and the Melting Pot.
And the question isn't how many sit-down chains can you name?
Oh, sure. Name a sit-down chain.
No, name 10.
Okay, now first, here's yesterday's poll. America's best radio talk show host, non-fourth we're talking about, non-fourth people. Neil Rogers. Now, I was hovering over 61% all along, but then about a half hour before the show started, the Randy and Phil people got into a hissy fit there on the poll, I'm going to show you. So here's the final. 2,035 votes, not too shabby. Neil Rogers, 1,234, 1,234, 60.6%, said I'm the best radio talk show host in the universe. Thank you so much. And I wouldn't argue with that. Howard Stern, 259, remember that? Oh, and let me just also tell you this, those numbers that came out yesterday, see, if Clarence and Duff really were on the ball, they would have told us this. But the February 26th was the day that Clear Channel yanked Howard Stern off the air in South Florida.
Okay.
So it's starting to show there already in this particular last trend because it went through like the first Wednesday in March. So it's got a week of that in there. And I'm going to tell you, WBGG, big, ain't so big no mo. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Wow, they're already starting to do the Vanishing Act. And that's just with 1 week out of the 12 weeks of the survey period with no Mo Howard. So I'm thinking to myself, boy, oh boy, just waiting. I think it's April 28th. Look on did you write it on there? 28th is the full book? Or 29th?
No.
Well, anyway, that's when the whole,
wait, there it is.
When a book is coming out.
29.
See, I told you.
30.
At any rate, then you're going to start seeing it's going to be amazing. Anyway, Howard Stern, 259. Randi Rhodes, 127. Who Ralph Nader hung up on yesterday. Phil Henry, 124.
Are you sure?
So Randy beat out Phil.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Rush Limbaugh, 53. Aren't you surprised he only got 53? That's amazing to me.
Well, there were so many other good options for them to vote for.
Like Scott Farrell had 38. And then I'm going to tell you who must be really fantastic. I'm going to have to start listening. In fact, today at noon I'll have to let you do the last couple hours so I can listen online. Al Franken. He's only done 2 shows. He's already got 34 votes as the best talk show host in America. Wow, he must be spectacular.
I haven't even heard him yet, and he's my favorite already.
Right. In fact, I haven't heard him, and I think he's going to be the best in the world. Art Bell, 29. Michael Savage, 25. Bill O'Reilly, 24. His radio shows still don't show up in the market at all. Sean Hannity, 19. Todd the Schnittmeister, 19, who's like Rush Jr., Don Imus, 17, which is pretty good for a dead man. Alice Rantel, 11 is what she's got. Dr. Laura's got 8. G. Gordon Liddy, 7. Tom Don't Like Us, 5. And Ollie North's got a pair. Now, where the hell is, what happened? Oh, Gordon Liddy got up to 7. Nice going, G. We're throwing some extra rats for lunch. So we got Jerry Halliwell, and I said to George before the show, she looks like an old bag, to be honest with you. And I realize she's only, 28 and 4 is 30. She's only 31 and a half.
Right. No, she's got one of those faces.
But those British women, and I've seen many, way too many of those videos of hers, because in Europe, of course, they're just obsessed with any of those British performers, and especially the Spicy Girls. Right. She was born in Watford, Hertfordshire, how do you say that, England, and left the Spice Girls May what?
About 30, man.
1998. But anyway, there she is, and she's got, every week she was, for a while, she's coming out with a new record. Geraldine Estelle Halliwell, born August 7th, 1972. And this is a really crappy, it's not even really a bio. But anyway, you don't need to know more about that, except you got 3 pictures for the price of 1. And I'm shocked that we aren't even already getting the, no, not happening. Where we get overload on the computer. I guess they don't care about her that much. You think? Oh, here's some bad news. I should have started with this because we try to give you the body count every day, since the media are hiding it pretty good. U.S. soldier and Marine killed in whistleblower the White House wants to silence speaks to The Independent. A former translator for the FBI with top-secret security clearance says she has provided information to the panel investigating the 11 September attacks, which proves that senior officials knew of al-Qaeda's plans to attack the U.S. with aircraft months before it happened. She said the claim by National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice that there was no such information was an outrageous lie. Sybil Edmonds said she spent more than 3 hours in a closed session with the Commission's investigators, providing information that was circulating within the FBI in the spring and summer of 2001, suggesting that an attack using aircraft was just months away and that the terrorists were in place. The Bush administration, meanwhile, has sought to silence her and has obtained a gag order from a court by citing the rarely used state secrets privilege. She told The Independent yesterday, I gave the Commission details of specific investigation files, the specific dates, specific target information, specific managers in charge of the investigation. I gave them everything so they could go back and follow up. This is not hearsay. These are things that are documented. These things can be established very easily. She added there was general information about the time frame and about methods to be used, but not specifically about how they would be used and about people being in place and who was ordering these sorts of terror attacks. There were other cities that were mentioned, major cities with skyscrapers. The accusations from Mrs. Edmonds, 33, a Turkish-American who speaks Azerbaijani, Farsi, Turkish, and English, will reignite the controversy over whether the administration ignored warnings about al-Qaeda. The issue of what the administration knew and when is central to the investigation by the 9/11 Commission. Mrs. Edmonds, 33, says she gave her evidence to the Commission in a specially constructed secure room at its offices in Washington on 11th of February. She was hired as a translator for the FBI's Washington field office September 13, 2001, just 2 days after the al-Qaeda attacks. Her job was to translate documents and recordings from the FBI wiretaps. She said it was clear that there was sufficient information during the spring and summer of 2001 to indicate that terrorists were planning an attack. Most of what I told the Commission, 90% of it related to the investigations that I was involved in, or just from working in the department, she said. 200 translators side by side. You get to see and hear a lot of other things as well. President Bush said they had no specific information about 9/11, and that is accurate, but only because he said 9/11, she said. There was, however, general information about the use of airplanes, and that an attack was just months away. To try to refute Mr. Clarke's accusations, Ms. Rice said the administration did take steps to counter al-Qaeda, but in an opinion piece in the Washington Post on March 22nd, Ms. Rice wrote, despite what some have suggested, we received no intelligence that terrorists were preparing to attack the homeland using airplanes as missiles, though some analysts speculated that terrorists might hijack planes to try and free U.S.-held terrorists. Ms. Edmonds says that by using the word we, Ms. Rice told an outrageous lie. She said Rice says we, not I. That would include all people from the FBI, the CIA, the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and she says that's impossible. It is impossible at this stage to verify Ms. Edmonds' claims. However, some senior U.S. senators testified to her credibility in 2002 when she went public with separate allegations relating to alleged incompetence and corruption within the FBI's translation department. How do you like that? Condoleezza, big effing liar is what I would say.
$3,400.
We got $3,400 that's week. Because 1,800 of that's mine for Stop FCC.us, and 100's yours. Mm-hmm. Little piker like George puts in 100, and that should really invest. So that's 19. So that means we got 1,500 from the whole audience so far. Week, don't you think? I realize it's only one day, and you know me, I'm highly impatient. I have no patience
whatsoever.
None.
But
if you want to help us get that ad there in USA Today and make this petition drive really meaningful and a success and get that 1 million signatures, we can do it, but we need some cash. You can donate $2, you can donate up to 1,000. Anything in between, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's gone. StopFCC.us. It's right there at the top, one of the top banners. Don't get confused now with StopFCC.com, which is what we're helping to put the ad in, okay? Are they confused? Maybe they are. Speaking of grandstanding, and I'm starting to get a little bit tired of the whole Sternmeister routine, you know? See, because like I keep telling you, this issue is not just about him. And he could really be helping Scott with this thing if he wanted to, but I don't get the feeling that he is, other than putting that little link on there, which just gets lost in the middle of all the other ones. Yes, it was an April Fool's Day joke following yet another letter yesterday from Kansas Senator Sam Brownback to Viacom COO Mel Karmazin. The Howard Stern Show signed on yesterday morning with an announcement from K-Rock General Manager Tom Cusano. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you all know me. This is Tom Cusano, and I have to unfortunately read you the following announcement. Due to the recent actions by the U.S. government and the FCC, the Howard Stern Show is no longer on our air. Neither Infinity Broadcasting or our parent company are willing to put our licenses or our stockholders' trust in jeopardy. Viacom can no longer bear the weight of the government pressures and its effect on our corporation. Please continue to listen to this station and other affiliates as we appreciate your loyalty and understand your needs. While we're sorry to end the Howard Stern Show, we promise quality programming in the future. In place of the Stern Show till about 7:20 yesterday morning were Cross and Lopez, K-Rock OM, Operations Manager Robert Cross, and K-Rock DJ Danny, a feel-good show that was the antithesis of Stern and his crew, promising fun without the filth. Sounds like Mo.
Absolutely.
Good, clean family fun, and playing tunes from the likes of Beyonce and John Mayer. When Stern returned to the airwaves at 7:20 to a chorus of farts, no less. Let me say it again, Duff. When Stern returned to the airwaves yesterday to a chorus of farts, no less. The joke was revealed. He spent the next 40 minutes talking with callers about how the prank could be reality soon. If anything, this demonstrates what's going on and what's going to happen here, said Stern. So it was an April Fool's prank, which like you said yesterday, Mo pulled off some stupid crap like that. That's kind of childish.
Grown.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, 10:13 at 560. So let's get the cash going. StopFCC.us, okay? Let's get going on that today. No excuses. All these people that said, oh, well, you get that started, give us a way to help you out, we'll be more than glad. Okay, get on there right now. Today. What do we got? 30 what? 3,400?
3,400.
3,400. 1,800 of that's mine, 100 is yours. So that means 1,500 from all these zillions of people we have in our gigantic, humongous audience out there in Radio Land. Let's get on it, okay? Put your money where your mouth is. And, of course, this is going to be the ultimate test. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I've done it on other stations, but this is the first time on QM that we've ever asked people to donate for a cause without giving them something in return, you know, because all the charity things we did, here's the CDs, here's the Mo Howard David or the Mad Dog keychain, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here, they're not getting anything in return, and it's not tax deductible either. So it's just a question of whether people care enough about the First Amendment and free speech to make a statement, to have their voice heard, and to help support a cause, or maybe they don't. We'll see. And whatever we do get, we certainly got enough now to get us started. We'll put an ad of the size of whatever we can raise, over the next few weeks. Got it?
Huh?
Hey, listen to this right now, because this is very important. Pompano Park has announced that they'll be racing all year long from now on.
All right.
I bet you Fat Rich is dancing a Kazatsky right now. Now, that's news to pay attention to, but even more important than that is coming up this Monday, April 5, is the last free spaghetti night for the season at Pompano Park Harness Track and Poker. That's right, the last free spaghetti night is Monday. Free rolls in butter, free salad, a free heaping plate of pasta with marinara sauce, and it's all free. All you have to do is buy a Pompano Park program for this Monday, April 5. You get your free spaghetti dinner coupon, good only this Monday. Located just a half mile from both I-95 and the Turnpike, it's easy to get to Pompano Park, and best of all, the track gives you free admission and free general parking today and every day. Live harness racing in the poker room open every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like tonight and Saturday. Poker gets underway at noon, goes on till midnight, and the live racing gets underway nightly at 7:05. You got to see some of the old cockers who die right there in the poker room. It's really exciting. They'll give you a tour. Pompano Park also open every day, 7 days and nights a week for simulcasting, the best in harness, thoroughbred, and highlight action from all across North America for you to watch and plunge your guts on. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. For the current racing schedule, just give them a call, 954-972-2000, or go on the web at pompanopark.com. Don't forget the last free spaghetti dinner of the season coming up this Monday, April 5. Don't miss it.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours now.
QAM.
Hey, it's Howard. Howard Sperm.
560 WQAM would like to thank all of you for making the 560 WQAM online auction a huge sucker success. This is Mohammed and David, the desire of many men, social butterfly, and country club cracker, with today's lineup of items for the WQAM online auction.
Hey, what about me?
Never mind that.
Ow!
Give me that garbage bag the janitor brought in.
Okay.
What do we got here? Oh, this is nice. A used Kleenex, autographed by Duff Lindsay.
Ooh, that's special.
Yeah, and it's been appraised by our staff of specialists at $700. What else we got there?
At this here, it's glowing green or something.
Oh, yeah. Next item up for bid, bio-waste from the University of Miami, personally autographed by Donna Shalalala. Bidding starts at $20,000.
Want to give me a hand with this?
All right.
Oh, look at this here. It's Joe Costello's head.
Ooh, yeah. And it comes on a beautiful silver platter. That should go for a lot.
Look at this.
Ooh, a handmade wallet from Jay Fiedler's Briss. Look at that. When you rub it, it turns into a suitcase. We'll put the rest of the stuff in there. Oh, by the way, something. For the highest bid made today, we're throwing in a lap dance by Gay Carlos.
I got another thing here.
What's this here? Oh, this is a half-used bottle of my toupee glue. Now, there's a reserved price on this particular item.
Yes, so thanks once again for helping 560 WQAM rise to the needs of your community by enriching ourselves.
1020 at 560 WQAM, all the scams all the time. Tucker's got a great suggestion for the poll. This is outstanding. How could I forget? The Olive Garden.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks big time, yet always has a line outside. Must be the vanilla ice cream crowd. Nice going, Tucker. Fabulous choice. The Olive Garden.
I've never
it's
been
Italianish.
Just on the encouragement of others, I avoided it.
Remember that time at IOD when they brought in food after I'd been ripping them? They were going to show us. The lettuce was so wilted and brown, man. In fact, it looked like, I don't want to say it. It was nasty. It was horrendous. It was grotesque. I can't say it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I can say this, though. Romanian priests are campaigning across that Balkan country to convince believers not to watch a popular reality TV show that's broadcast live sex. Uh-oh. Romanian media said on Thursday. What?
Huh? I didn't hear that.
The Romanian version of Big Brother, where a group of young people live together in a house with live cameras, was heavily fined by the country's media watchdog last month for broadcasting images of two housemates having sex.
Oh, my God.
Several Christian denominations issued a rare joint statement condemning the show as immoral and urging viewers to switch the channel. This program is of very bad taste and an unhappy experiment on humans which morally destroys our youth, said a statement from the Romanian Orthodox Patriarchate's website. Big Brother offers a false system of values in which, this is a Big Brother, in which freedom turns into frivolity, the truth becomes a lie, and right, good, and beauty are minimized, it said, in Romania. And somebody wrote on here, don't tell Michael Powell. Here's another one. This looks like Rich Pactor's writing to me.
Yes.
Boy, is he chronic or what?
Yes.
Oh. He says, what do Charlie Crist and John Kennedy Jr. have in common? I'm gagging a little bit. I just drank some soda, went down the wrong tube. Anyway, what did Charlie Crist and John Kennedy Jr. have in common?
Blaming.
No, it took 5 times to pass the bar. Both of them. Cute. Nice going, Rich. For a change. Okay, let's get this list going, baby. 5670560, because I got a whole pile of stuff here, man. I got piles. Like you wouldn't believe. Denny's is in the lead. I do like those Mother Humper pies, though. And did somebody tell us that they don't have those anymore? They discontinued the Mother Humper pie?
I'm not sure.
What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? No drive-through. That's the deal. And we're not talking about in the past. You said Sambo's. There's no more Sambo's.
No.
I think that was a racial thing.
That was a yoke.
47 votes. Denny's has 24 of them.
They were good,
IHOP
though.
9. Applebee's 5. Chili's 4. Melting Pot 3. Perkins Pancake House has got a pair. Why would they say that?
I don't know.
I like Perkins Pancake House. There's one in Tampa, I believe, on Dale Mabry. Tampa's got better restaurants than Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Why is that?
I don't know. What's up with that?
I don't know. I mean, you'd think that the Yahoos over there, that Crystal would be good enough for them. They do have Crystal. What? What are you laughing about? You ever had Crystal?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about your wife. That's we touched on that yesterday. One time too many. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. and Verizon wireless line. They got that Donatello's over there. They got Burns Steakhouse, right?
Right.
I mean, we got Ruth Chris, which it's so long since I've been to Burns. I can't really tell you which I like better, is Burns or Ruth Chris. I can't tell you.
It burns.
WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Yes, sir.
I got one for your poll. I don't know if it technically qualifies, but the Rascal House.
Let's check this out. We'll pass it by the committee. What is it?
The Rascal House.
Is it chain?
Well, there are 2 or 3 of them around. That qualify?
There are 2 or 3. Where are the other 2?
There's one in Boca.
Oh, there is a Rascal House in Boca?
Oh, there's a Rascal House in Boca, sure is.
Oh, my God.
And it's even worse.
Okay, I will get it on there. If there's more than one, that's good enough for me. I hate the Rascal House. With all apologies to the Hebrew Hammer, I can't. I mean, that place is for barbarians. Even Conan won't eat there. O'Brien. The Rascal House. I like that. That's a good choice. 5670560. There got to be 1,000 of these, don't you think? How about some of them little steakhouse chains like Ponderosa? But we'll wait. See, I don't want to start mentioning them because we'll wait and give these people. I got just too much stuff here, you know? Too much stuff. WQAM, hello.
Good choice. 5670560.
QAM.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How about the Piccadilly Cafe or Cafeteria?
Is that I guess it is a chain, isn't it?
Hiya, Pally.
Uh-huh. Like I said, we'll put it down anyway, even though it's him. That butthole. Oh, can we say butthole?
Hiya, Pally.
I just did. I'm not paying any attention to them anymore. I'm not asking any more questions. I know the ones that we can't say, and I'm not saying, can we say this? No, I'm just doing the show. I'm tired of nervous Nellies, hyperventilating. Let them go get some professional help is my suggestion to those people, okay? We had a nice solid 7-3 in men in last month. We had a nice trend yesterday, and we're moving on up. And as soon as that no speaking English, oldie moldy stuff wears off, as soon as the glory of that, and some of you spicks out there wake up and join the parade and become Americans, then it would be really nice, you know? Instead of listening to hoochie coochie crap. See, even though our friend called yesterday, he never really told us any of the artists that they're playing. I said, are they playing Celia Cruz? No. Well, who are they? He didn't tell us. I said, Luis Miguel? No.
I am Celia Cruz and I am dead now, but I remember when I was alive. I will let it
In fact, what do Bill Tanner, Mark Foley, and Charlie Crist, have in common? I think that's our poll question today. I'm serious. I mean, Bill Tanner's right in there killing us with his advocacy for those no-speaking English stations because he's got a vested interest there. See, I look at that whole deal, I see a conflict of interest, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He's the consultant for QAM, which is an English-language station in South Florida, which is a real rarity these days, if you ask me. And he's also consultant for a whole chain of Spanish-language radio stations, and he's always run into Arbitron. Oh, well, gee, the Spanish stations are getting under a sample. Yeah, right. WQAM, line 9, hello.
Whoa, another poll today.
That was sensational.
Oh, now he's starting to call.
Oh, that was a beautiful thing. 567-0560. Man. WQAM, hello. Not there on line 8. WQAM.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Pretty good.
George, how you doing, man?
Peachy.
Hey, I got a question about your phone numbers. You only give out the 567 number. The area code, does it matter, or is it wherever you're at?
Data Broward.
Oh, okay, it does work, because I tried 954, never get in there. I ended up calling it 305. I didn't listen to Randy yesterday, but the first day, about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Broward. She had on Ralph Nader.
Yeah, he hung up on her. I got the story here a little later on.
Yeah, but not until after she ripped him big
Right.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Like telling them that basically, Democrats just couldn't afford the guy.
Right.
So, I mean, she put up a hell of a fight. She really did.
she made Katrina, Katrina Vanden Heuvel from The Nation.
Okay.
She made her column. She got a nice mention in there. In fact, I'll get to it eventually if I can find it in my pile here. I'll get to it. Oh, here it is.
She's the only one that really knows radio for, what it is.
Yeah.
Radio. The other people are all actors, comedians, and whatnot. She does.
Yeah, it's going to take her a little while just to leave all of that Palm Beach Cemetery Village crowd behind her and just get on to doing what it is that she's going to do. But I think she'll be all right.
Bad, but she really got hot way in the afternoon.
You go, girl.
All right. Take it easy.
Thanks a lot, Pally.
Bye.
Randy, the goddess, she's doing it. Like I said, we wish her nothing but the best. And, of course, George has just got a personal grudge.
What you talking about?
Willis? I think it had to do with Anna Maria. Denny's 34, the worst sit-down chain in America, no drive-through. Denny's 34. Now, see, people would say, well, you can sit down at McDonald's. Yeah, but they got a drive-through, see? See, that's why I put that in there, because it differentiates. Denny's 34, IHOP 11. I hop right out of that place. In fact, I did spots for them once upon a time under great duress. I'm sorry I did them. Applebee's 10. Olive Garden 7 already. We just put it on there, the Olive Garden's already got 7. Oh, thank heaven. Chili's has got 6. I like Chili's pretty good. So for what it is, they got good soup, right? I mean, you know, it's not a fancy schmancy place. It's okay.
Chicken fingers.
Perkins Pancake House 5. Shame on you. Melting Pot 5. Piccadilly Cafeteria 1. And the Rascal House don't have any yet.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Night, my Uncle Tony joined my wife and kids at the Olive Tree restaurant. Now, my Uncle Tony, he's an Italian cuisine connoisseur. If it ain't perfect, he's not happy. Now, I couldn't believe it when he said the chicken parmesan was the best he'd ever tasted. Plus, he kept raving about the free breadsticks and all the salad you could eat. My Uncle Tony recommends you come down to the Olive Tree, because when you're here, you're family. And by that, I mean, you know, in the family. Like last night, this couple was done eating, right? And they were walking out, and my uncle says, where you going? And they say, we're heading out to see a movie. And Tony says, not till you head down to the 4-Ace Club and put a hit on that Bobo Maroni. And these people freaked out, right? They started laughing because they didn't realize my uncle was serious and that once you eat at the Olive Tree, you're in the family, right? So Tony stands up and he says, what's so funny? Do I amuse you? Am I some kind of clown or something? Then he takes a steak knife, right, and he starts sticking this guy, and he's sticking him, right? Well, anyway, the meal was great. The Olive Tree Restaurant. When you're here, your family. Forever.
There's some good bleeps in there, thank God.
No, that was a bad bleep.
That one was bad?
I don't know.
I thought it was very good. I thought it was excellent. I'm the bleep judge, by the way. I thought it was fine.
You're the bleeping
Maybe
judge?
we can refine it a little bit. Just calm down. Somebody says Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Somebody says Waffle House. I don't think I've ever eaten at the Waffle House, at least not in 80 million years.
Whatever. It's like somewhere you eat on the road, like Shoney's.
Yeah. And what about Shoney's? You want to put Shoney's on there?
We could.
We could. Now, who was saying Shoney's is terrible? Did you say that?
It wasn't me. It was somebody else in here this morning.
Oh,
Josh Darrow.
Josh Darrow. What? His taste is, I don't want to tell you where his taste is.
We can't.
I think you got a pretty good, well, B said something. At any rate, Shoney's, Waffle House, Pizza Hut, there's some good ones. The worst. Pizza Hut, you're right, is just, although it was really good back on Zeta days, but that's because they used to make special stuff for us.
What, they used to buy it somewhere else?
Probably. They used to pick it up. They certainly didn't get it. Oh, and I got another good one for you. Well, wait a minute. Sit-down restaurant. Domino's don't have no sit-down restaurants, just a delivery joint, right?
Correct.
Oh, damn it. Anyway, after a Senate petition opposing indecency legislation, the union yesterday sent a collection of nearly 1,500 letters and signatures it's collected expressing opposition to Senate's Broadcast Decency Enforcement Act, which would, among other things, increase the fines the FCC can impose against artists and other non-FCC licensees. After Assistant National Executive Director in Public Policy and Strategic Planning, Rebecca Ryan, what a title. Rebecca Ryan says this initial response, overwhelming for such a short period of time, confirms that serious concerns exist among performers about fining individuals for corporate decisions. She continues, the focus ought to be on how media consolidation creates fewer choices for the public and fewer outlets for diverse programming. It is clear that a $500,000 fine will result in a chilling effect on artistic freedom, and she is absolutely
correct.
Exactly. Rebecca. How do you like that? So they had 1,500 letters and signatures, which they collected in a short time. Scott there on that stopfcc.com, he's got 144,000 plus signatures, which he's managed to collect with, quite frankly, very, very little organized help, which is pretty sad. But that's why we're trying to raise that money on stopfcc.us, so we can take out a national ad in USA Today, and millions of people all over the country will see it, who are not in favor of children of speech, who are not in favor of censorship, who are not in favor of Schmidt-Ken and the First Amendment and the freedom of speech, and who are going to be pissed off enough to sign a petition. We hope. Right?
We hope.
In fact, this might inspire you a little bit along the same lines. Soap operas have become a potential target in the FCC crackdown on broadcast indecency.
Oh, my God.
According to a key official who said the programs might be too steamy for daytime TV. Michael J. Copps, the FCC commissioner who has led the agency's campaign against adult-oriented radio programs, told reporters yesterday that the FCC should review whether soap operas violate the agency's indecency prohibitions, according to TV Week, an industry trade publication. Mr. Copps, One of the two Democrats on the 5-member FCC panel said he stumbled across a racy soap opera scene while channel surfing recently. It was pretty steamy stuff for the middle of the afternoon, Mr. Kopp said. Under FCC rules, over-the-air TV and radio stations cannot broadcast material involving sexual and excretory functions between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. when children might tune in. The FCC does not regulate content that airs on cable and satellite television yet. Mr. Kopp made his remarks after an NAB summit on responsible programming. The day-long meeting was closed to the press, although Mr. Kopp, one of the several FCC officials who attended, met with reporters afterward. Mr. Kopp could not be reached yesterday because he was traveling. The commissioner's remarks do not necessarily mean he'll seek an investigation into soap operas or daytime TV in general. FCC Chairman Michael Powell declined comment when he was asked at the summit about Mr. Kopp's remarks. Representatives for other FCC commissioners and ABC, CBS, and NBC, all of which air soap operas, didn't return phone calls or decline comment. Legislation that would dramatically raise fines against broadcasters is moving through Congress. Soap operas have largely escaped public criticism, although the programs have started to show more skin in recent years.
All right.
CBS representatives have denied published reports that the recent firing of Guiding Light producer John Conboy was linked to new sensitivities about indecency. Mr. Conboy was dismissed in February, about a week after the show aired a scene in which a character pulled down her boyfriend's underpants, revealing his bare bottom.
Rectum.
The amount of sex featured on daytime serials is usually blown out of proportion. According to Lynn Leahy, editorial director of Soap Opera Digest and Soap Opera Weekly, the industry's leading publications, most viewers watch the programs because they're interested in stories about romance and family relationships, she said. The bottom line is these shows are about romance, not sex. It's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way. How do you like that? The 9 daytime dramas draw, you know how many people?
I give up.
How many million?
About 30, man.
About 30 million viewers a week, but ratings have fallen steadily the past 2 decades as more women, the traditional audience for soap operas, have entered the workforce. And, of course, a lot of them are also watching Jerry Springer, and they're watching Jenny Jones, and they're watching, what's her name, that Spick one?
Christina.
No spaghetti Inglés, Christina. And things like that.
All of these things.
Montel, etc. Oh, here's one from Bill in Fort Lauderdale for our list. For the pool, how could you forget the Sizzler? Right, I don't know if I ever ate there. I guess I probably did.
Are they still around?
They what?
Not anymore, no.
They're gone?
Yeah, I thought they were gone.
Okay, so don't put it on there. If the Sizzler's gone, maybe Bill's a little bit behind the times, okay? Maybe he just don't know, ain't getting the right meat.
I mean, if you want all-you-can-eat shrimp, it was great.
All you can eat what?
Shrimp.
Denny's 48, the worst sit-down restaurant in America. Not drive-through. Restaurant chain now. It's got to be a chain. Not one where you're around your neck. Denny's 48, Applebee's 18, IHOP 16, the Olive Garden's zooming up there with 15. It blows. Chili's 10, Melting Pot 8, Piccadilly Cafeteria 6. What about, speaking of cafeterias, is Morrison's still in business?
I reckon. I don't know.
It's got to be, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Morrison's.
Oi!
Where you got to bring your own teeth in a glass. I bet you, let's put Morrison's on there. I'm sure it's still in business. It's got to be. Or is that the same as Piccadilly Cafeteria? Did they buy them out or something? I don't know. Put it on there. I think Morrison's is still around. 20 before 11 at 560 WQAM, the Mad Dog at 2, Joe Zagacki at 4.
Oy!
Exactly. Marlins on deck at 6:55. We got pre-season baseball. Marlins at the Mets in Port St. Lucie at the 7:10 tonight. Eddie K after the baseball crash.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hi, this is Larry King, and they don't come any better than Neil Rogers.
Starting next week on 560 WQAM, it's My 3 Sport Holes. Starring Greg Reed as Uncle Greg, Mo Howard David, Gelby Gildersleeves, and Gay Carlo.
Princess, what's going on here?
They're teasing me, Uncle Greg, and I have a big day tonight.
All right, both of you, cut that out. Now I want all you kids out of my kitchen.
All right.
Yo, Mo.
Yeah, boss.
Would you give me a haircut?
Sure.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm delivering this $50 million check to Mark Rocky Rakikiko to help put us out of business, you see.
Put us out of business? That don't make sense.
Well, life gets boring and... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Now cut my hair.
Okay, boss.
What's that noise? Oh, that's Geldy drowning in a bowl of soup.
Well, can't he swim?
Let him die.
Mo, what's this sticking out the side of my head?
That's your ear. I can cut that off, too, if you like.
Yes, that's it. Joe, cut that out.
Whatever you say, pal.
No, that's it.
5-3 Sport Hole. Only on 560 WQAM, your community-minded sports whorehouse.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how stupid they are. If they had any brains at all, you know how cheap they could get Boca Brian like to do a little part of that morning deal? You know what I'm saying? Doing the Mo voice and the Geldy voice and throwing in an occasional guest appearance by Greg Reed, a.k.a. Jack Benny, and it would get a 30 share, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, it would.
But anyway, they're showing on CNN the Amish are vacationing in Sarasota.
Are they?
Which I'm really shocked because they showed them at the beach and there's all those nearly naked people running around them, and I think they probably have to I don't know, cover up their eyes.
Maybe. Well, the youngsters are allowed to, cut loose.
They are?
Yeah, they are. They want the Amish, because I got that book now. The Amish will only want sincere Amish joining up. So when you're a youngster, a teenager, and a young adult, you're allowed to
do what?
Run out there and do whatever you want.
Not watch TV.
No, you can go
not
out.
Listen to radio.
You can
certainly
leave
not
the
watch
fold
Baywatch.
and do anything you want. And if you want to come back at that point, they will, you swear the oath.
So in other words, it's like a test run, and then if you're up to their standards, then you can come back and live on the farm.
Right, but they
with
want
that simple rural life with no electric, no radio, no TV, no
motor cars, not a single luxury.
Right, no electric razors, things like that.
No.
Bush counsel called 9/11 panelists before Clarke testified. This is very disturbing. I got 80 million stories here, and I will drop them in because this is impotent crap, even though a lot of people don't care. But then again, President Bush's top lawyer placed a telephone call to at least one of the Republican members of the 9/11 Commission when the panel was gathered in Washington March 24th to hear the testimony of Dick Clarke. According to people with direct knowledge of the call, says the Washington Post, White House counsel Alberto Gonzalez called Commissioner Fred Fielding, one of the 5 Republican members of the body. According to one observer, also called Republican Commission member Jim Thompson, who's just obnoxious. Representative Henry Waxman, the ranking Democrat on the House Government Reform Committee, wrote to Gonzalez yesterday asking him to confirm and describe the conversations. Waxman said it would be unusual if such ex parte contacts occurred during the hearing. He didn't allege anything would be illegal in such phone calls, but suggested that such contacts would be improper because the conduct of the White House is one of the key issues being investigated by the Commission. White House spokesman were unable to get a response from Gonzalez. How do you like that? Dun, 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 dun. I just mentioned that in passing. But the good news is Condoleezza, our favorite gap-toothed lion bitch, is going to testify on April 8th. You ready for that? That sounds like next Thursday to me. Responding to heavy political pressure from both Republicans and Democrats, the White House made an abrupt about-face on Tuesday, agreeing to allow Rice to testify publicly and under oath after insisting she'd only speaking to the panel privately, but because it was a political nightmare for them, they said, okay, whatever you say, it looks bad. Right. I mean, talk about transparent and obvious.
No, he thinks it's a good idea now.
Oh, man. Oh, you love this story. This is from the Guardian, UK. See, if you want to read good news, meaningful news, most American newspapers are pure crap, okay? You just get propaganda. Oh, and that thing about the pictures, I got a story on that later on, but I didn't talk about that yesterday. All this argument about, well, whether they want to show those graphic images of the dead soldiers and the way that they trashed their body. Of course we want to see those pictures because that's the same thing that happened in Vietnam. The American public needs to know this isn't some kind of a cakewalk in the park and they're not being handed flowers and candy. That American kids are being butchered over there every day. So this business about, it's just insensitive to put those pictures on the front page. They ought to be forced to look at those pictures, every American, so they understand what this is all about. All this butchery that's going on over there. Insanity. Oh, and speaking of that, during one of the very lengthy breaks we have today, I got to grab that Richard Clarke book. I almost forgot, because I got just a couple of pages of that I want to read too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Anyway, the Israeli government has written to the BBC accusing its Middle East correspondent, Orla Guerin, of anti-Semitism and total identification with the goals and methods of the Palestinian terror groups over a report on a 16-year-old would-be suicide bomber last week. Nathan Sharansky, Israel's Minister for Diaspora Affairs, complained that Guerin had portrayed the army's handling of the arrest of Hassam Abdu, who was captured with explosives strapped to his chest, as cynical manipulation of a Palestinian youngster for propaganda purposes. He said this revealed a deep-seated bias against Israel. The BBC said it was looking into the complaint, the first by the Israeli government since late last year, when it lifted a boycott of the a corporation imposed in protest at a documentary on the Jewish state's weapons of mass destruction. But the letter comes as several foreign news organizations complain of increasing government pressure to curtail critical coverage or to report stories Israel believes help identify the Palestinian conflict with global Islamist terrorism. Officials have presented editors with dossiers on individual reporters and singled out organizations such as Sky News for allegedly having an anti-Israel agenda. I could read the whole thing, but I'm not going to do it. But I just want to get to that one part. Last month, the Israeli foreign minister, Silvan Shalom, pulled out of an interview on Sky's Sunday with Anna Bolton after the show refused to cancel an appearance by the Palestinian representative in London. CNN sources say the network has vowed to considerable pressure on its editors. Israeli officials boast they now have only to call a number at the network's headquarters in Atlanta, that's CNN, to pull any story they do not like. I should probably read that paragraph again.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. It was in English.
CNN sources say the network has vowed to considerable pressure on its editors. Israeli officials boast that all they have to do is call a number at the network's headquarters in Atlanta to pull any story they do not like.
Oi!
I just mentioned that in passing. Not that you're not getting the real news, of course. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT. Oh, speaking of Randy, I got to read this one now. Katrina Vanden Heuvel in the Nation, which she's great. Conservatives for Nader, not a large group. Ralph Nader continues to fantasize that his candidacy will succeed in peeling as many Republican and independent votes away from Bush as progressive votes from Kerry, but as comic Jon Stewart quips, conservatives for Nader, not a large group, about the same size as retarded death row Texans for Bush. The problem is, as Micah Sifry writes in his smart weblog, all the polls show Nader drawing anywhere between 3 and 7% of the vote, with the internals skewing heavily to the left. Sure, some people who vote for Nader would otherwise not have voted at all, but it's clear that most of the Nader support, whether he tops his 2000 showing of 2.7% or not, will come from many who would otherwise vote for John Kerry. This does not deter Nader. In a front-page story in yesterday's New York Times and in a live on-air appearance on the brand-new liberal radio network, Air America, he seemed to relish tweaking friends and former allies. He even hung up the phone in a live on-air interview with one of Air America's hottest radio hosts, Randi Rhodes, who was challenging him about why he felt the need to campaign in swing states, among other key issues. The clip came after the two engaged in a bitter discussion about progressive values and political strategy in this election and beyond. Nice going, Randy. I told you she was going to be great. If there was a Palm Beach Yentos, we'll leave her alone. So anyway, Katrina says, let's hope Nader has a more productive dialogue with Democratic presidential nominee John Kerry when they meet sometime this month in a meeting requested by Nader. As for my position on it, well, she says, yeah. We already had that on our website, the previous one, open letter. Get lost, Ralph, okay? Go away with that big fat ego of yours. You make us sick. So how do you like that? There's a nice, Randy was complaining she's not getting any recognition.
There you go, girl.
You go, girl. Katrina Vanden Heuvel, no less than the editor of The Nation, gives you a nice plug there, okay? And she got Nader so... See, nobody told us the other day. They told us that she grilled him real good. Nobody told us that he got so flustered that he hung up on her. Nice going, Randy. And Anna Maria still says no.
3483, by the way.
What is it?
3483.
3483. $3,483 for stopfcc.us. Well, it's creeping along there. Our goal today is to get, to 5,000 by the end of the show? What? I beg your pardon?
Okay.
Like I said, our goal today is to get to 4,000 by the end of the show. Listen, 1,900 of that money in there is yours and mine.
I know.
Okay? See, well, anytime I get behind a cause, I put my money where my mouth is. And yeah, I make a few bucks, but I got $1,800 in there already.
Well, you have a big mouth, so you have to, match it with big bucks.
And I'm going to say it again, with a little peapot like you, I don't think we can say pisspot anymore.
Not anymore.
With a little peapot like you can put $100 in there, who's got 2 kids and a wife to support and a dog.
Right, several mistresses.
Right. And still, I want the audience to know this, I didn't expect you to put in anything. This just came out of nowhere. Yesterday we were discussing with Eric and trying to get this thing going so we can get it functional, and all these people that are just itching to help us out with his cause, supposedly. And George says, I'll put in 100. And I thought, what?
It's important. It's hugely important, but nobody realizes that.
Well, no, it's only freedom of speech. It's only our ability to do the show. It's only everybody's ability to stay on the air. It's only the ability of people out there to still watch what shows they want to see on cable and satellite and on TV and over the radio, etc., and read what books they want to read. This is just the beginning, and you'll notice how fast they're moving, man. It's like a gigantic snowball rolling downhill.
Without freedom of speech, we won't be able to complain when they stuff us into boxcars.
Shut up. So anyway, George put in his 100, so we got, 34 something? Let's get to 4,000 by the end of the show today, okay? $1,000 a day keeps the old pain in the ass codger away.
Okay.
Keep me off your ass. Right?
Right.
Because our goal is to get to about 30 grand. Now, maybe that's totally unrealistic. We've never done this before on this station. I did it on INZ, no problem at all. We raised, I don't know what it was. I don't know how many grand, but we, you know.
We can get to 30 grand in like a year.
What?
We can get to 30 grand this time next year.
No, not in a year. Not in a year. We don't have a year to diddle around with this, okay? My deadline would have to be like at the end of May, like around the 1st of June. Because very shortly after the 1st of June, everybody takes off with the kids and they vanish for the summertime. So by the 1st of June at the very latest, I'd like to see that ad in there in USA Today and get this thing going. Stop FCC.us. And it would seem to me, since we got thousands of people to sign a petition from Florida, from South Florida, stopfcc.com, that if each one of those people would donate like even just the $2, we'd have a hell of a lot more than, we could put a half-page, full-page ad in there. We can get 5 million signatures in there. Just slap them signatures up to their armpits.
Oh!
But we'll see. We'll see if these people are willing to put their money where their mouth is. And you know, the $3 and the $5 donations, they're fine. They add up. But where are the people out there with 100 and the 200 and the 500? Where are those people, huh? They're out there. We're waiting on you. Talk is cheap, man. Everybody talks a good game. Well, we're just waiting. We're going to help you out. Okay. Go for it. WQAM, hello. Not there. WQAM, hello.
Yes, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
You were talking about Morrissey's before.
Yeah.
They were overtaken by Piccadilly's, at least down here in Hollywood.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can't vote until later on, and I will be voting for Denny's. But with another thing, with all the crazy religious stuff going on, I was wondering if you guys can still play the bit, my religion is better than your religion.
Yes, we can, sir. We'll right at the top of the hour, just in honor of you.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Have a good day,
Zagazon.
sir.
5670560. See, that's in code. When we start talking in Yiddish, we're talking in code. Oh, my God.
Now you
I don't know if he's Jewish or not. He just sounded Jewish to me. What?
Now you know what the Spix rep.
By the way, happy Pesach, and happy Easter,
Gracias.
and happy Ass Wednesday. We already had Ass Wednesday, right?
Every Wednesday.
We had no Ass Wednesday was when the movie came out. By the way, Mel Gibson, boy, you talk about suckers born every minute. All that baloney about his faith and about his fanatical Catholicism and about his Nazi father. Oh, man. Talk about the whole world gets sucked in. He's running to the bank with $250 million. Hey, Mel, loan us 30 grand, okay, for the ad.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
That the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours.
Oi!
My beliefs are what's required to avoid a lake of fire. My religion's better than yours.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. While my religion advocates bigotry and racial hate, my religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. What we like about it best, I fondle boys and wear a dress. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's much better than yours. We have no respect for women. Drive a cab to make a living. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's much better than yours. Chupacabra, spooky ghosts, we slaughter pigs and dogs and goats. My religion's better than yours.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours.
We wear beanies and pigtails and never ever pay retail. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. We knock on doors to bother you like Fuller Brush to spew our views. My religion's better than yours.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. We wear ties and ride our bikes and get to marry lots of wives. My religion's better than yours.
Absolutely.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours.
Are you sure?
We don't want to use our brains. We're mindless lemmings on parade. My religion's better than yours.
Look at that. Denny's is off to the races, baby. What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America with no drive-thru? Denny's 68, Applebee's 29, Olive Garden 25. I'm telling you, Olive Garden might eventually give them a run for their money. They're moving up fast. IHOP, hop on it, 22. Chili's 14, Melting Pot 12, Waffle House 12, Piccadilly Cafeteria 10, Shoney's 10, Pizza Hut 9, Morrison's 8. I think there must be still some Morrison's. Red Lobster 5, and Rascal House 3 out of 233 votes. Mike says the Red Lobster is mobbed, mostly with African Americans ordering.
Come on, Jeff.
See him.
And the place sucks, says Mike. I know, I worked there. He used to work there at the Red Lobster. See, Josh knows that Applebee's sucks because he used to work there. Now, did you get to eat there when you worked there or not?
Yeah, I got to eat. You know, I didn't take advantage too much, but...
In other words, who would want to is what you're really trying to say. He's trying to be diplomatic.
Basically.
How long did you work there?
About 6 months.
And that was enough?
Yeah.
Applebee's blows. It's in a nice second place spot in our... Now, somebody says, what about Fuddruckers or Salvatore's? I don't know what Salvatore's is.
No, me either.
Now, Fuddruckers, do they have a drive-thru or not? Because there's one right there in the corner of Sunrise and University or Pine Island, whichever
That's the
it
only
is.
one that I've seen, and they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
No drive-thru. So Fuddruckers counts. And again, the only problem I have, I like their food. The only problem is they butter the bun. Unless you tell them don't butter the bun. And when they butter the bun, you have, I can't make those sounds anymore, but,
what was that?
It was just a little, a gurgle, a little gurgling sound. You know, when you get to be this old, you start making rattling and gurgling sounds. So that's all that was. Anyway, Fuddruckers, we can put that on there. Although, I don't know, you don't like the food there? Have you ever eaten it?
Are you talking to me?
Anybody, you, Josh?
I think it's good, actually.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think the food's pretty good. And what I like is that they have like the melted cheese that you can glob on. You get your burger and you wait and you wait and you wait. That's the only thing I don't like is you have to wait. They cook it to order, which is okay, but you wait. And then you have like the fixins thing there and you put all that. They have like the melted cheddar cheese and they have like a, sweet pickle relish. I mean, a really good green and all of these things, you know?
All of these things.
So I don't know why we're putting it on there, but somebody will vote for it just to be a jerk, you know, just to show that they're ass to the world.
Why not?
Bomb found on Spanish rail line in Madrid. An explosive device has been found along a high-speed railway serving Madrid and Seville. The bomb contained 10 to 12 kilograms, that's 22 to 24 pounds of dynamite connected to a detonator by a 131-meter cable. That's 430 feet for those who are into the, not into the metric crap. Trains on the line were halted today after a railway employee discovered a suspicious package along the tracks near the town of Villaseca de la Sagra. Well, I like the way that sounds. Villaseca de la Sagra. In Toledo province, south of Madrid, a spokesman for the Civil Guard National Headquarters in Madrid told CNN, are we going to get a list of the songs that they're playing on WCMQ-FM so we can compete? Some of the artists that they're playing? No, seriously, I mean, that call we had yesterday from our good paisan there, I mean, that was, humorous, but as usual, but it didn't really give us any information. I realize it's just a flash, and that sooner or later, even the Julios will calm down and say, we heard that song 85 times already. It's just like magic. We're tired of it, after they hear Build Me Up Buttercup in Espanol the first 4,000 times. I mean, I don't know what they could be playing. I said, are they playing Celia Cruz? No. Are they playing Luis Miguel? No. Are they playing, maybe they're playing like a bunch of Julio the Greasiest records.
Who the hell knows?
Well, we'll find out. Somebody must know. Unless, of course, they just made that all up about CMQ and if nobody's really listened to him at all. WQAM, hello. Nobody on line 9. WQAM, hello.
How about Cracker Barrel, man?
Cracker Barrel, never ate there.
Oh, yeah. That will give me that.
That good, huh?
That will give me the instant Hershey's.
Okay, thanks. Oh, don't say that. Oh,
no,
you hear what he said, Duff? Cracker Barrel, he said Hershey's.
Fine, by the way.
I beg your pardon?
Cracker Barrel's fine.
Is it? Well, he don't like the Cracker Barrel.
Place you
He's
eat on
a
the
cracker
road.
that don't like the Cracker Barrel. Okay, that's his taste. You think it's fine. I've seen it in various malls and stuff. I mean, I didn't even realize the Cracker Barrel had like a sit-down thing. Isn't that just like in malls?
It's a gift shop with a restaurant, or a restaurant with a gift shop. However,
ooh, I got a good one.
What's that?
Stookies.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't have any drive-thru. Are they still around?
Sure.
They are?
On the highway.
Well, there you go. See, he said something about Hershey Highway, and they're talking about just on your general I-95
Word
and 75
association.
Highway. Right. Stookies, S-T-U-C-K-E-Y-S. Man, I love that peanut brittle, though. The only problem is if you go in there and you buy a box, it might have been sitting there for about 18, 20 years. No, I mean, they put the brittle in peanut brittle.
It's fossilized.
So if you want your teeth just to, crumble in the first bite, that's always a good place to do it. Stookies. I haven't eaten there in, I don't know how many years.
About 30, man.
A long time, and hopefully never will again. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. I have one for your poll.
Yes, sir?
The Golden Corral.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's a chain of about 3 or 4 restaurants. The food was cold, overpriced, and a line was waiting to get in. It was unbelievable.
That figures. If the food sucks and overpriced, then there's a line waiting to get in. You bet.
Okay, I'll see you at Mohawk, Neil.
I'll see you at the Olive Garden. All right. See you at Mohawk. Hey, Mohawk's racing right now. Let's get some race stuff on there. Where's Frank Salive when you need him the most? You know it? Huh?
A little possum back there in second. They let Metropolis clear to the lead, and then they blew right on by in the stretches. Metropolis started to get very, very tired on the front end, and Mario makes it.
Mario Bayarjan down the stretch. I think they kicked him out of Pompano Park years ago, I do recall. But anyway, let's talk some harness racing.
No.
56705. I told you it was going to be a great day today. There's just something, I don't know what it is. The ratings came out yesterday. The station did pretty darn good. We're making a nice comeback now after they couldn't find our audience for a couple of months. And even the Mo Man, we'll give him his due, you know.
Absolutely.
He didn't do spectacular, but I think he and Joe did pretty decent, right?
Right.
Not that I'm trying to suck up to the Mo Man because he makes me want to vomit, but nevertheless, I mean, look, we all eat out of the same trough, if you catch my drift. WQAM, hello.
Good morning.
Good buenos dias.
Norma Kent needs to be euthanized immediately, if not sooner, okay?
Why is that?
Because Air America without the prestigious Neil Rogers is a joke, man. It is criminal.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Well, it's
and
the fact that
you
you're
want to
not
know
syndicated.
you want to know the best part of the whole deal is they're saying that they don't want to just do the boring like liberal talk like when Mario Cuomo was on. They want people with personality and people with humor. I mean, I can't think of anybody more appropriate than yours truly to be on there with a little bit of wit, even if it's a half wit.
They don't
You
have
know.
3 personalities they could rub together in that whole network. I mean, can we even say that?
No.
Hey, it's the ability guy. Have a pleasant day, Pally.
Yeah, back to it. By the way, Norma just got out of the hospital. He spent 3 days in the hospital with some kind of a coronary thing, and they had to, like, open up his tubes, etc. But he's okay. But I guess he emailed me that the other day, I guess, looking for sympathy over the fact that Randy's on there now and I'm not. And again, you can say all you want that I'm jealous. I would like to be on there. I don't begrudge her anything. But nevertheless, she's probably got better connections than I got. I got Norma. Look what she's got. See what I'm saying?
I say it.
Maybe she had Jim.
No.
I think she dumped his ass a long time. I think that was the beginning of her road to success, was dumping that Jim. Oh, my God.
Hi, this is Jim. Love your show, Neil. Love you. Love you.
See, she almost derailed her own career before it got really off the tracks because she got hooked up with that clown. And that's all she ever talked about. Oh, my Jimmy, he's so wonderful. He's such a genius, my Jimmy. And he just kept coming around the station and hanging around. Didn't do anything there. But that was a bad, bad mistake. And believe me, the management hated him like... And that was one of the reasons that Bob Green and others there at IOD really turned on her because, oh, my Jimmy, when you try to push somebody who doesn't work there down their throat,
Yeah, like Boca Brian.
What does that mean? Are you saying that they hate Boca Brian at QAM? Is that what you're
They
trying to say?
hate Boca Brian
They
at
despise
QAM.
Boca Brian. We know that because he cost them money.
And makes fun of them.
And he makes fun of them. Well, something, but everything he says is true. Oh, let's see. Bobby Rubino's, or if not, Tony Roma's. Well, I had lunch at Tony Roma's in Berlin. How do you like that? Write that down on your wrist. I had Tony. It was pretty good. Tony Roma's in Berlin. I couldn't believe when I saw it. It was sitting right there in a big, beautiful, new place, Tony Roma's, and they had like American menus and American everything. In Berlin, no less. I'm going to show those Krauts a thing or two. Bobby Rubino's, and it says, are they still open? I know he died. Now, are they still open? Are they still in business?
I guess.
I would think so. I'm pretty sure they might be. Why would they not be in business?
Them.
So Bobby Rubino's, they don't have a drive-through. Tony Roma's, again, that's the distinction. If it has a drive-through, that makes it a fast food joint, and we've done the fast food polls millions. And we're tired of those fast food polls, man. Even I'm tired of that, because we know McDonald's sucks. They just had a piece on CNN here a little bit ago about McDonald's coming up with these gourmet sandwiches. Oh, my God, that's going to be a real winner. Gourmet sandwiches. I'm going to go and get some delicious gourmet food at McDonald's. Yeah. I'm going to go out and get a Philly cheesesteak at McDonald's.
French dip.
Yeah, and like this guy, I beg your pardon? You call names again? Talking about Denise Potvin again, French dip. He's the original French dip. That's what I hear. I can't tell you who told me that.
With or without the au jus.
By the way, the Panthers lost again last night. They're playing some pretty exciting games lately, but then they always wind up losing them. That's the problem because other teams are highly motivated. And the Panthers are going to wind up about 14 to 16 points out of a playoff spot. So unlike what Geldy is trying to peddle a propaganda there, it has been not a successful season. It's been very, very disappointing. And if not for the unbelievable play of Bobby Luongo, they wouldn't have won like 15 games this season. So, I mean, they can thank him. They ought to be kissing his ass, everybody on that team, including the organization. They better sign him up for the rest of his life. So what do we got here? We got Denny's 77. Got a Denny's real close by my house. You know, have I ever been there? No. I can't imagine under any circumstances going in there anymore, you know? I mean, I've been in a Denny's many times in my life, as I'm sure you have. But
here's the circumstance. You and your buddies are out, and you're all really trashed and hungry, and it's 4 a.m.
Right. You go in for breakfast or a grand slam.
Right.
Right.
That's why you go to Denny's.
I see. Well, I don't get drunk, and I don't drive around at 4 a.m. with my buddies, so what can I tell you? Denny's 77. Applebee's, in fact, about that time, I'm emptying out my colostomy bag at 4 a.m. Denny's 77, Applebee's 35, the Olive Garden 35. Hey, listen, you're laughing, man. I know. George has been calling me the old man for how many years?
About 30, man.
Yeah. And now I finally have reached the point where you're right. I give up. I give in. I no longer resent it. I'm an old fart.
That's all right. Josh calls me old man.
I'm sure he does. Punk. Denny's 77, Applebee's 35, Olive Garden 35, the IHOP 29, Waffle House 20, Pizza Hut 15, Chili's 15. I like this pool, by the way. I love it. Piccadilly Cafeteria 14, Shoney's 13. I like their strawberry pie. But see, some of these places, when you haven't been in them for years and years, I mean, Shoney's Big Boy in Detroit was very, very big, all over Michigan, but especially in Detroit. Shoney's Big Boy. Isn't that what they still call it, Big Boy? There was Elias Brothers Big Boy and Shoney's Big Boy.
No, I just see Shoney's. Just Shoney's.
I've seen a Big Boy. Let's see. Piccadilly Cafeteria 14, Melting Pot 13, the Red Lobster 9. I hear it. I haven't been in one of those in many, many years.
Lucky
and
you.
I hear it. Huh?
I haven't been there in many, many years.
We got them here. There's
Not
Red
many.
Lobsters in Toronto, but no thanks.
Not
Morrison's
enough.
Cafeteria, I know they're still around 9. Perkins Pancake House 8. The Rascal House has got 5. Sorry, Hebrew Hammer. Golden Corral 3. Fuddruckers 2. Be very careful the way you say that. Stookies, which is spelled very, very incorrectly there. How do you spell it?
I thought that's how you told me.
Stuckey.
Yeah, it's got a Y in it. I mean, you're close, but you left out the...
Why?
Cracker Barrel, Bobby Rubino's and Tony Roma's just on it. They don't have any, but they will out of the first 312.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Hey, you bastard.
Red Hamster.
Hey there, rodent lovers. March is all-you-can-eat weasel month at Red Hamster.
Red Hamster for the rodent.
With 3 tasty new rodent platters. There's deep-fried field mice, peel-and-eat muskrat, and, of course, our world-famous hamster melt.
I'd like a bacon double cheese weasel, please, and hold the hair.
And our platters are always fresh, not like those other rodent places, because we keep them spinning on the wheel right up until they hit the fat. Try our tasty roadside pizza, fresh from the highway to your table in minutes. It's good. And don't forget dessert.
Can we have some chocolate chipmunk cookies, please?
Yeah, and I'll have a hot apple pie a la mole.
Red Hamster for the rodent lover in you.
Red Hamster on Main Street across from Turbo King.
11:17 at 560. Now I know where Mo got that piece.
Piece of what?
Crap. So I'm looking at the ratings again, just briefly. I don't want to get into that because it gets the audience just glazed over, comatose. But I see Mr. Ego. Now, this is another reason that we didn't put him on the poll yesterday for best talk show host, Steve King. First of all, if you have to buy your way on the air, that's probably not a really good sign in terms of competing, being a real talk show host. And number 2, of the 35 stations that are listed in the Miami, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale market by Arbitron, 35 are listed, 12 plus ratings. In other words, the whole audience. I give him the benefit of the doubt because that includes even people over the age of 100, which is probably most of what little audience he's got. Out of 35 stations listed, where do you think he came in?
35th?
Yes, good guess. I think I told you before.
Just tell me what your problem is.
Down from a 0.3 in the November, December, January ratings to December, January, February from a 0.3 down to a 0.2. Average quarter hours of 1,600 people listening to the Egomeister. So I don't consider him to be like a real talk show. Quite frankly, it never has been. even when he was on real radio stations, except for that one book when I first went to IOD, and he was getting the slop over in the afternoon, and then after they listened to the same contrived controversy over and over again, that was the end of that. And then he went to New York for about, what, how many days?
About 30, man.
And history tells the tale of that. So just another pretender is what he is. Let's see, Ethan says, how about Fridays or Bennigan's? I'm not sure which one I hate worse. Gee, there's a Fridays out there by me now at, in fact, I don't know. Fridays I thought was pretty good, wasn't it, or not?
It was fine. We'll stick them both on there.
Yeah. We'll put them on there. And Bennigan's, I always liked Bennigan's.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think?
No, I like Bennigan's just fine also.
Where do we have a Bennigan's in South
Cheese sticks or something there.
Where
Oh, they're
we
all
have
over the
them?
place. They got them in Kendall. They're over here in, like, Hallandale has a Bennigan's.
Oi!
Really?
Yeah.
Now, in the Hallandale one, have they got like an extra soft food menu they can like gum?
They have a blender at every table.
All right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just blend the food, then that way you can just drink it down. I'll have a Philly cheesesteak. Be sure and put it in the blender first. I'll just drink it. Yeah, that sounds fabulous. Kerry Camp challenges Bush to debates, saying it's time to raise the level of dialogue. Senator John Kerry's presidential campaign called on President Bush's re-election campaign yesterday to agree to 6 debates in key battleground states. And you know what they said so far?
No.
Oh, good guess. Democrats in Pennsylvania, Arizona, Washington, Ohio, Missouri, and Florida plan to hold press conferences over the next several days to highlight the importance of a substantive discussion on issues affecting all Americans, national security, homeland security, veterans issues, education, environment, energy policies, the economy, healthcare, equal opportunity for all. Last month, Kerry called for issue-oriented debates, but the Bush campaign hasn't responded, the Kerry campaign statement said. Bush campaign spokesman Taylor Griffin told CNN yesterday, I wonder if he or she is related to Bo Griffin of the Bo and Joe Show. Told CNN yesterday, the Bush-Cheney campaign looks for a vigorous debate at the appropriate time. A vigorous debate. But John Kerry should finish the debate with himself first, being on both sides of each issue. Cute. Kerry has repeatedly rejected charges of changing his mind on issues, yada, yada, yada. So, Kerry wants 6 debates with Bush, and the Bush people are saying, we look forward to a meaningful debate, which sounded like a singular to me. Could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like to me.
So anyway.
Yes?
Even though we're not set up to
We
take
got $10,000 already? That's
close.
good.
We're getting closer because I just got a check. Even though we're not set up to receive them, I'm going to send it to Eric personally.
Right.
Someone just came in and gave us a check for $500 for the cause.
Who did that?
Greg.
Greg, thanks a lot. He's always been my favorite. Haven't I always said to you that
Our
there's nobody
best
like
friend,
Greg Reed?
The biggest booster and supporter of this
Man,
show I
oh
know.
man, Greg, ladies and gentlemen, now here's a guy, and you want to know why I really commend him on this? I'm emotional. I might just sit here and cry. You want to know why? Because he understands that this is our business. This is the life we have chosen.
And he said so when he was writing out the check.
Right. I mean, this is something that everybody in a business ought to really care about, which is why it kind of pains me that my colleagues on this radio station who are obsessed with their ball games, which, they got plenty of time to talk ball games and about, Jay Fiedler and Misty Feely Goody, whatever that quarterback's name is, and how Wayne is calling up Mo and ripping Manass. But in the meantime, where do we stop this? I mean, they just open up the floodgates of this censorship, and it's like they're on some kind of a drunken trip now. They've just gone nuts.
His exact quote?
Yes?
Let's stop these guys.
All right, nice going, Greg. You know something? There is probably the best GM in the history of radio, Greg Reed.
Hope for the future.
You believe me?
No.
No, I'm telling you, he's catching on. And I'll tell you one other thing I noticed, and that is that these clowns appreciate the fact that at least on this show we're trying to make an effort to as opposed to some other people in the building, we're like, whoa, gee, I don't want to say that anything about Muffin Clearance because they're operating within their limited mental capacity. You follow what I'm saying? Mental and emotional capacity. I think in Clarence's case, underline the mental part, and in Duff's case, the emotional part. See what I'm saying? There are some bricks missing in both cases. And of course, in Greg's case, well, that's another story. Thanks a lot, Greg. You're the best, baby. See what a great relationship he and I have by long distance. Right. As long as we don't see each other or talk to each other,
downright
it works out great. So $500 more from Greg Reed. That's a beautiful thing. Now, how's Eric going to be able to do that?
I'm mailing it. I had, Greg make.
Did you have a little verbal intercourse with Eric to make sure we know how we're going to do this?
No, I'm just going to mail Eric the check. I had it written out to his company there.
Oh, good. Well, then he'll figure out a way. Eric's pretty shady. All those internet people, pretty shady. So what's our total now then? That puts it. Does that get us up to $4,000 right there?
Well, it's
what do we have?
37.38. I assume plus this.
42.38. So you laughed when I said I want to get to 5,000. You always want to be the underachiever. Why do you want to do that?
Just to be,
I strive for greatness. You strive for mediocrity. And that's just because you work at QAM.
I'm just being
Don't strive for mediocrity anymore. Strive for greatness. This summer, when you do your fill-in this summer, don't strive for like the good numbers you had the last last summer anyway. Forget the other one. Strive for greatness. Do a 10 share.
Okay, I'll do a 10 share. Do a 20.
Strive for greatness, man. Although you won't be able to talk about eating, but nevertheless.
No.
Maybe Dwight Lauderdale can come on as a guest.
I got a new religion I'm pitching.
What is that?
Assism.
See, there he goes again. Wouldn't surprise me. Maddie Bella's running down the hall like, Greg, cancel that check. Greg, you hear what he just said? He said ass again. Maddie Bell, you're your number one fan. Of course, you have so many in that building.
I know. It's a club.
And of course, even though he just gave you that $500 check, one thing even the audience knows.
Greg hates you.
But that's beside the point. I've decided to terminate George Rodriguez because he lied to me. Anyway, that's an episode. It's water over the bridge. It's another Mo deal. You know, Mo has already said that he's out of control and he just can't help himself. He's just a major ass wipe. Oh, he didn't say ass wipe.
Are you sure?
All right. Yeah. Don't ask. Just tell.
Don't
okay.
ask.
Don't start asking any more questions.
I won't ask.
He's a major ass wipe. See how you fall into this? Into a bucket of. So thanks again, Greg. That just made my day. So we got 4,200. We'll get 5,000 by the end of the day. We got 2.5 hours to go yet. Damn it. WQAM, hello.
Neil, how are you?
Pretty good.
Listen, man, I gave $100 this morning, and I'm going actually to get some shirts made right now. Trying to spread the message, and I just wanted to just double check off the top of my head the website. It's definitely stopfccus.com.
StopFCC.us.
It's stopfccus. Stop.
No, the dot is after the FCC. StopFCC.us.
.com.
Right.
And the other one is the petition one was
StopFCC.com.
StopFCC.com. Yeah.
I know it's confusing, but we had to set up a separate one for us to be able to get the money in. So.
That's okay. Just get two people on the site, and we're going to do this. I'm going to just have a nice little shirt. It's going to say Ashcroft is a Nazi, and then it's going to have the websites underneath.
Outstanding.
And we're going to do this one vote at a time. I've already made up some other shirts and some messages, and today I just got nauseated by some guy wearing a Bush Cheney 2004 shirt, and I just have to go throw up and let you know that I'm trying.
Excellent. Great job, Pally. Thanks a million.
See ya.
How do you like that? See, we got some people out there that care. I mean, if even George and Greg Reed can come through for us, all the rest of you pikers out there, that's pikers with a P, by the way. Don't start with that Jew stuff.
Oy.
That's right. Especially so close to Pesach. By the way, did you ever have stale matzah?
No, it's always been fresh.
Don't ever have stale matzah. Oh. That whole Pesach thing, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I guess I'm going to have to go get some matzo ball soup, make me feel real Jewish for Pesach.
Or you could just let it pass over.
I could let it pass over. And, of course, one of my all-time, which I played it the other day, but only at this time of the year does it really have the impact that I love.
There's a lady in town. Oi! She's an Orthodox Jew, and she needs to buy bread that is unleavened. Ooh, oh, and she's buying bread at 7-Eleven. And the bread is wonder. And the bread is wonder. And the bread is really wonder.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Oh, Mr. Reed, there's a gentleman in a very sexy uniform out here wants to see you.
Joe, it must be our friend from the RNC. Send him in.
I am here to collect your voluntary donation to the Republican Party of George Bush.
Oh, sure. Here. Will $500 million do?
That is acceptable.
Oh, fine. Well, thank goodness we cut back $50 on that pain-in-the-ass Boca Brian. Here you are. And may I say, on behalf of Beasley Acquisition, you're doing a fine job.
Rocky Rococo will be pleased to hear that.
And I can safely assume any programming brought into question will be overlooked.
I am afraid I must now ask you to hand over your broadcasting license.
What? But I just gave you. is this about Neil? Because that can be taken care of. Believe me.
He is no longer in this country. There is nothing we can do for now.
So, what seems to be the problem?
We understand you're a sports station.
Yes, All-American Family Fun.
Not quite. With every touchdown scored, and with every basket made, your announcers do not say, "Praise Lord Bush, our God."
Well, it's a sports-based, they're sport holes after all. They'll understand. I'll tell them.
There is no time. Your license is revoked, and you will remove your pants.
My pants!
That won't help clear General Hogan.
Remove his pants at once.
Hey, what's the meaning of this?
We cannot afford to have you leaving your office at the moment.
I thought we had a deal.
Be grateful you are alive. Goodbye.
Well, he took my pants. I'm sitting here in my Armani briefs, and it's time for my 5-hour lunch. And I want my sushi.
11:32 at 560 WQAM. What a great opportunity to play Greg's donation. Wasn't that kind of cute? Wasn't that timely?
Yes, indeed.
This fax you just sent me, this one here, was one of the great things in history of mankind. From George at Manhattan Transfer. Thank you, George. We'll be in touch. Did you read this in its length and its entirety? It says, thank you for the efforts to support StopFCC.com. The censorship issue has struck a resonant chord inside me, and I want to help. I'm one of the owners of Manhattan Transfer, Miami, a post-production company here in South Florida. I'm volunteering our stages, camera crews, and post-production suites to a coordinated effort that fights the censorship trend we're experiencing. Our studios and staff and post suites are first-rate, can produce outstanding products. We still need to find a few components like script writers and the right creative to get the message across. If you're interested in pursuing a media campaign with our help, please contact me. It's got a phone number. We can begin the process. Thank you, George. We'll do it. In fact, you ought to, before you go on vacation, you ought to give this information to Boca O'Brien.
I will.
And Miguel.
I will.
And whoever else. All of these things.
All of these things.
Great. Thank you, George. That's fabulous.
Well, we could maybe
That starts
buy
with a G.
cable commercial or something.
Yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff. That's a good idea. Sid says Romano's Macaroni Grill, feh, is what Sid says. Now, I happen to like the Macaroni Grill, and not the pasta so much, but all the other good stuff. What?
We do like our fine sponsor, the Macaroni
Right, it's
Grill.
one of our fine sponsors, and we like it a lot, and we've had much of their food and been there many, many times and actually paid, but nevertheless.
Right.
But
And
Sid
they're
doesn't like it. He
fine.
says feh, so we'll put it on there. You know, if it's one of our sponsors, they can handle it. Not everybody's going to like everything, see? How's the Jeff Cohen doing, by the way?
Who?
Where's that matzo pizza? Since Skippy was in there this morning, it sure would be nice if Skippy would let me know what's going on with our friend Jeff Cohen, the ponytail, and that matzo pizza, that pizza that he's had every year at Pesach time for the last how many years now?
About 30, man.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that we're seem to have lost touch with him, and that's got to be a Skippy thing, you know? He kind of skipped over it. This is a great fact. TGI Fridays. It says noisy, cheese-covered, grizzly, stale, perky, contrived, yuppie wannabe, slug... This is the greatest. Yuppie wannabe, slug... I can't even read it. Slug pit of despair. Oh, what a line. The slug pit of despair. Woo! The grepsing and farting after the meal is the only consolation after dropping $40 for two plus tip to leave some button-covered piece of crap punk who smiles right through your face. A fey is what it says. A slug pit of despair. Why did that just hit my funny bone, huh? Wow.
It was in the way.
Oh, God. What a line. So in other words, you don't like it, huh? What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? No drive-through. That's what separates the men from the goyim. Denny's 91. The Olive Garden, I told you, is moving up there 50. Fat is the operative word. Applebee's 43. IHOP 35. Waffle House 32. Pizza Hut 18. Chili's 18. Piccadilly Cafeteria 17. Shoney's 17. Show enough. Morrison's 15. The Melting Pot 14. Now, you had a bad experience at that one in North Miami Beach that's no longer there. But the Melting Pot I always thought was pretty good. But you don't like it.
Maybe if they actually paid attention to you, acknowledged your presence, gave you some food.
Well,
when
you had
sat
bad
down,
service, okay? That's
right.
and you hate it. That's your entitled.
Well,
the Red Lobster, which give you teeny tiny portions and just rip you off like crazy, is what I'm told. But what do I know? 13. Perkins Pancake House 8. Rascal House 7. Fuddruckers 5. The Cracker Barrel 4. Golden Corral 4. Fridays has got a pair. 2 for Bennigan's, 1 for Stookies, and none yet for Bobby Rubino's, Tony Roman's, or the Macaroni Grill 405. That's what we got so far. In fact, Greg inspired me. Now, I don't want to lean on all the people there in the building, but it would seem to me, since everybody in the business in this market listens to this show religiously,
oh God,
that since this is your livelihood that we're talking about, and even those of you who work for a cheap channel who may be listening right now, you see where I'm going with this?
Where are you going?
That they ought to be on a bandwagon, and since they can't be doing it publicly, and since we, of course, keep confidential the names of anybody and everybody who donates, they could participate in this and help us very surreptitiously behind the scenes. By whipping out their Visa, American Express, or MasterCard and going to stopfcc.us. Right?
Right.
And donating 50 or 100 or whatever they want to do. In fact, I think a lot of people sitting in that building right there by you ought to be doing it right now instead of hyperventilating. Well, what are we going to do? I think they ought to be taking the lead from Greg Reed, don't you? I mean, they're making the big bucks like Greg. They ought to be getting out their credit card and sticking 100 on there or a couple of hundred. I think that would be a magnificent idea. We'll get up to $5,000 today by the end of the day. With just like falling off a log. And here, when I said that, you just laughed me right off my seat.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Exactly. Didn't think I could do it. Just like every time we try to get the goose up the number on that petition drive on stopfcc.com. Oh, we're never going to do that. Of course, then you started playing psychology. But you didn't think we could get to 5,000. And maybe we won't.
You couldn't have predicted the Greg Reed principle factor.
No, but I knew that if I keep banging away, sooner or later I'll embarrass some people into getting in on this. It's not just a Neil Rogers thing. It sure as hell ain't just a Howard Stern thing. It's not a Mo Howard David thing.
Absolutely.
That's for damn sure.
38-33.
No, that's not correct. That's plus the 500.
Plus the 500. I'm just reading the figure that coming across.
Well, he's not including the 500. Obviously, he couldn't be because we started out with like 36. Okay,
correct.
So it's 43-33. So we need 667. Oh, it's a good thing we didn't need 666. That would be really bad. 667 by 2 o'clock. We can do it. Couple of 50s here and there. Maybe somebody with 100. Maybe with a couple of hundred. Maybe somebody with 500 like Greg. Maybe some people inside the building are going to log on to it right now and donate 100 very surreptitiously and quietly, like Duff and Clarence and Kid Scurvy, who's a good guy. Huh? Anybody in the radio business ought to be involved in this. See, like I said before, like this thing about the NAB conference, and they're going to have a code of conduct. Screw the NAB, okay? National Association of Broadcasters, you're the biggest bunch of pansies that ever came down the pike. You're tragic. I'm embarrassed that I'm even in a business because of you people. Every time the FCC says roll over, you say, oh, how many times, sir? How many times? They say jump. How high can I do it, you know? Just a big bunch of nothings. No backbone. And if Stern really wanted to see, this is what it just aggravates. I don't know why I keep repeating this, but it just bugs the hell out of me. Guy's making $30 million a year, and instead of making a martyr out of himself and, Howard Stern on the cross like Jesus and all this, why not really take the bull by the horns and lead the way, okay? With all the millions of people he's got listening every day in those 36 or 37 markets. But he's not doing it, because if he were, you'd see a reflection on there on those petitions. So you just know that the people who are in a position to really be leading the way aren't doing it. But, like I said, got all these people in the business sitting out there, the Davy Gravy Lines of the world, all these other people that got a few bucks, I don't know where his name came from, it just popped into my mind, Right?
Right.
The Paul Castronovas of the world who work for Cheap Channel, but I'm sure behind the scenes hate them like poison because they're always looking for another job. Oh, sorry. The William Tanners of the world who are helping the Spanish language stations but stabbing us in the back. Even though I know he did sign that petition. 21 till noon. Am I getting a little whipped up today?
All right.
Good. Absolutely. Positively.
Oh!
It's about freaking time.
Live and local. This is 560.
The radio's all yours now.
QAM.
Of everyone.
Yes.
When I woke up this morning, a yellow star was there adorning my chest. Asked the guard what happened to me. He said that from now on you'll be joining our guests. I took a freight train to the showers. Oi! I took a freight train to the showers. Boxcars filled with men, women, boys, and girls.
Pessoa muriendo aquí.
In the freest nation in the world. You know I never paid it much attention. Found how much things would change. Thought we were set on automatic, and I never had any fear that it could happen here. Got my ride in a boxcar, 'cause my voter's card is for the wrong side. Late at night, it's hard to sleep with all the dissenter cries and screams as they die. Ooh. I took a freight train to the showers. Baby, I took a freight train to the showers. Boxcars filled with men, women, boys, and girls. In the freest nation in the world. I took a freight train to the showers.
11:45, 15 till noon. We're all going to get a free bar of soap, too, when we go. Don't drop it.
Duff donated.
Thanks a lot, Duff. You're the best. I always told you he was okay in his own bizarre way, emotional cripple way. Thanks, Duff. How about Clarence?
I don't know.
The Humper's not there today. I know Humper will come through for us eventually when he's around. He's probably on vacation or plunging his guts out. Win a lot this weekend, Hank. We need your cash. What about the Mad Dog?
I don't know.
Well, let's go. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's turn loose with some cash on there. Whip out one of them Visas or MasterCards. Hop on that thing. Stop FCC.us. Us. Probably shouldn't be saying US because they think maybe there's like a period in there or something. Us. FCC, Stop FCC.us. US. The son of Orange County Chairman, that's Orange County, Florida, Orlando. Rich Crotty is getting nationwide attention after being featured on David Letterman's Late Show, yawning, twisting his head, and falling asleep at the rally for President W. He was taped standing behind the president, checking his watch, stretching, and basically dead on his feet. The Late Show skit edited some of the funnier moments from the video into the bit. Chairman Crotty told local TV6 News in Orlando Thursday that he was afraid that Letterman's skit would hurt his son's feelings, but the boy thought it was hysterical. It was the best. What we had was a few yawns, a few looking at the watches over a 45-minute period, and Letterman had that edited down to a 30-second piece, and frankly, it was hysterical. How many seconds?
About 30, man.
Crotty said his son was tired during the rally because he was so excited to see the president. So in other words, it was for real, except they just edited it down. It happened over a longer period of time, a little bit for effect. Nice going there, Dave. Good job. How about Letterman putting in about $50,000 on this, huh? He's making $30 million a year. Here's a radio accident report from a Fort Lauderdale liberal atheist against Bush. Radio accident report. I turned on WIOD when you had to stop your show so the Marlins game could be broadcast. I occasionally switch to that channel to see what kind of BS the right wing is spouting. Don't do it again. What do I hear during a commercial spot for some kind of calcium product? None other than Phil Hendry.
Are you sure?
The kicker is that he begins the spot by saying how much he likes Rush and how much Rush has taught him about radio broadcasting. Maybe that's what all those bottles were that he was leaving around at IOD.
Rush?
Yeah, maybe it was Rush. How much Rush has taught him about, that was Mr. Ego, about radio broadcasting. What a sellout hole it says here. And you're absolutely correct. How tragic. That's why in that poll we took yesterday, see, that's nostalgia. People saying, oh, Phil Hendry is the best talk host in America. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. Once upon a time I would have said, hey, no problem, no argument with that. He's great. But he has totally sold out all of his principles. He's become a right-wing parrot for Cheap Channel and the Bushmeister, and it's a disgrace. See, one good thing about it for him, I guess, though, is because his act being a whole phony deal anyway with the phony voices, it never depended on having any credibility. He never had any. So the idea that politically he's gone way off the deep end of the deep right, I guess he doesn't care because he had no credibility anyway. Gay student settles lesbian Barbie case. An openly gay teenager in New York received a $30,000 settlement.
About 30, man.
From the city over her suspension for wearing a Barbie as a lesbian t-shirt to school. Her attorney announced yesterday. Remember that story?
Yes.
Natalie Young, now 15 in high school, wore the shirt to middle school in April of 2002, leading school officials to send her home for the day despite the absence of any official dress code. They saw the T-shirt, they said, go home, bye. The teen said the settlement should make life easier on other openly gay school children. I think they should feel more comfortable about who they are. Young was pulled from class by the school principal and ordered to sit in an office until she changed the shirt. When she refused, she was suspended for the day. Young's lawyer, Ron Kuby, filed a federal suit last June alleging the incident was part of a series of discriminatory incidents. Resolving the suit without litigation was the appropriate decision, City Attorney Donna M. Kasbaum said. The City Department of Education agreed to establish a policy on student dress as part of the deal. So all you guys out there, be sure and wear the right dress when you go to school and shul and hop in the pool. 5670560, pound 560. We're looking for chains, man, for good chains.
Yeah.
Did anybody call about the CMQ thing? And nobody's going to give us any information about that. Well, why are you laughing?
I don't think we have a lot of crossover, just that one guy.
We got some cross-dressers.
Well,
especially your people. Oh, look at that. Speaking of that.
Bring him up again.
Last month, at the fastest pace in nearly 4 years, the Bush-Cheney campaign says the numbers show the president's pro-growth policies are working and that John Kerry would derail America.
Right, there you go. Sure. We won't talk about the fact that unemployment went back up to 5.7% because so many people have given up looking for jobs. We don't want to talk about that. No. Just pick the stats from any one month that looks really, really good and exciting. Say, hey, look at this great job we're doing. Anyway, what is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? No drive-through. That's got to be the prerequisite. That separates the non-qualifiers from the good ones. Denny's 101, Olive Garden 63. Look at the move that they're making. Didn't I predict that?
Yes, you did.
Applebee's 47, and Josh says deservedly so. Waffle House 41, IHOP 39, U-Hop has got none yet. Pizza Hut 21, Chili's 19, Piccadilly Cafeteria 19, Shoney's 19. Oh, whatever happened to the Ranch House? Bring it back. Morrison 16, Red Lobster 15, The Melting Pot 14, Cracker Barrel 10, Rascal House 9, Perkins Pancake House 8, Golden Corral 6, Fudd Ruckers 6. You hear what I said?
I heard it.
Fridays 5, Berrigan's 2, Bennigan, Daniel Berrigan. Remember Father Berrigan?
No.
Bennigan's 2, Stooky's 2, Tony Roma's 1, Macaroni Grill's got 1, and Bobby Rubino's done on a 464 vote. And I'm sure there's like zillions of other Shanes that we haven't even thought of yet.
Human Shanes.
Like that Black Anus. They're probably not still in business anymore,
No,
are
they're
they?
not.
Well, good for them. That's another one where they used to have like cheese on the seat. I think it was cheese. WQAM, hello. Not there. Line 1, man, is just, I apologize to all the people that try to call on line 1. Don't do that anymore. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this Neil or George?
Neil. Last time I checked.
George.
You're just
There's
picking
George
up.
right
That's
there.
never happened before, Neil. You just pick up.
I pick up cold, yeah.
Hey, how about hops? You never put hops on there.
Is Hops still around?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, you're right. Another former sponsor of mine, I say with great shame.
Oh, they were, that's about twice. They're terrible.
In fact, I think their new motto is when in doubt, hop right out.
Neil, I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I'm a sales rep at CMQ.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm totally serious. We
Well,
play classic Spanish from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the more 70s and 80s. And then we have a show on in the afternoon, Disco Fiesta, English disco from 5 to 6.
Incredible.
So the station's doing well. Thanks for your...
How do you explain the sudden surge? I mean, you guys came from almost nowhere, and you're just kicking everybody's ass.
I know. It's been trending well for the last, I'd say about the last, 4 books. And this one, we got the trends yesterday from our directors, and it's amazing. Doing well, man. There's a lot of Spanish people down here, as you know.
A very perspicacious observation on your part.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I'm
but who are some of the artists that you're... I mean, you keep giving me dates, but who are some of the artists that you're playing?
I'm the lone gringo in the building. I don't know who the artists are.
Excellent.
All right.
Keep up the good work, pal.
Take care. Have a good weekend, Neil.
You too, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, now, that was great. A guy that... Now, see, I like that. There's a guy that's got a sense of humor. He's a sales hole over there. He doesn't know from any of those artists. He's speaking English, but he's selling the stuff. You don't have to eat the hamburgers to sell them. You know what I mean?
We still don't have an answer, though.
About what?
About what kind of music?
About who the artists are?
Right,
I have no idea. I mean, if I knew, I'd go Russian right out this weekend and buy some Russian music. I mean, buy some...
You were always the expert on Spanish music.
I sure hope they're not playing no Ricky Martin. Well, no, he said it's older than that, right?
That's what he said, 60s and 70s mostly.
Yeah, pre-Ricky Martin. Well, Ricky Martin was in Menudo when all them pedophiles were chasing him
Well, maybe
around.
they're playing Menudo and like old Luis Miguel from when he was in Menudo.
I see. Luis Miguel was not in Menudo.
I thought he was.
No, he was not.
All right.
He was just a punk in that movie about running around naked. 5670560, pound 560, and now he's got that huge
rectum.
But he got rid of a huge pain in the butt, and that was Mariah Carey. He said, man, you think John Kerry is scary, just take a look at Mariah Carey. Wow. With that one gigantic boob right there in the middle of her, where her navel's supposed to be. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, I want to speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yep.
Well, I spoke to you several times. I used to work for Jack Brickhouse in Chicago and stuff like that when I was in radio. But I got the perfect campaign for the campaign you're going to start against Bush.
Right.
What if you show a split screen?
Campaign against
Them
Bush.
talking in that campaign speech that things are all right with Clinton, but they're going to get better with me. Have up there a statistical fact of how many kids from all these Republicans are in the war in Iran, and show how many regular Americans have got killed while they are all out here sitting on the beach going to all these political affairs while the average American is over there struggling for money, and his kids are over in Vietnam, or not Vietnam, but in Iran being killed.
Iran,
but
yeah.
he says he's taking care of us.
Well, listen, say hi to Jack Brickhouse, okay? And tell him I thought his work was just horrible. 5670560, pound 5. What do you think of that idea, huh? I ran, but didn't run fast enough, I guess.
No.
Olive Garden, I think, may catch Denny's. This is going to be exciting. 104 to 68, which sounds like a big gap. Now, what do we got there on the screen? Is Eric giving you any new numbers? Because I think we're going to make the $5,000 today.
No, 38-33 was last.
And that's it?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's more by now.
43-33. I'm sure there's other trickling. Not that we want to start again after that day he had yesterday. Poor Eric up there. Whoa, man. It was a rough day. And if you don't believe me, just ask him. He'll tell you.
Let me find an English language article, but I think I'm right and you're wrong for once.
About what?
Luis Miguel was in Menudo.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'll bet Josh Cordes' life on it that Luis Miguel was not in Menudo, okay?
How about $100 instead?
No.
All right.
You already got your washer dryer, so don't push your luck, smart ass. Now, where are you getting that from?
Well, I'm finding all these articles in Espanol about it, but I'm trying to find one in English. I
That
knew
are
that from a
saying
long
what?
time ago.
That are saying what? That he was in Menudo?
Yeah, the first generation. Good luck finding one in English.
I just typed it in and nothing happened. One moment, please, folks. There you go, a little hoochie coochie. We'll be up to a 40 share by 12:30.
Guarantee they're not playing this, because this is brand new, baby.
All right. La Casa de Luis Miguel. Here you'll find everything you want to know about Luis, how big his ass is, why he dumped that bitch Mariah Carey, how many guys he's been doing lately. There he is. There's a big picture. Boy, he still looks pretty good. But where's the biography? Here we go. I bet you I'll get to it before you do because it's in English.
Sure, you will.
It's in English. After 20 years of career, Luis Miguel has obtained practically all the prizes, yada, 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 honors in this and quality and et cetera. Well, what is that? Well, what does that say? I don't understand what that says. This is the worst frickin' website. Got some nice pictures though there. Luis still looks pretty human. Those must be old pictures. I don't know what this is. I can't find it. I got an idea. Why don't you look up Menudo?
That's what I did.
And what did it say? Luis Miguel was in Menudo?
A million articles in Spanish, yeah.
And they say Luis Miguel?
Yeah, so empezó en Menudo.
Does it say Luis Miguel was in Menudo or not?
Yes.
God. I think that's more of a propaganda. And don't forget, by the way, in South Florida, he's Mexican and Italian, okay? So forget about him.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
She don't want to justify, not under oath or public fear. She don't want to justify, she's so much better than you and me. Terrorism ain't her cup of tea. I'm busy now, don't bother me. Got to know it's don't want to be under oath. She's a very important, a devil official that don't want to end up like John Mitchell. That's why she don't want to testify under oath like she ought to be. She don't want to testify about her disregarding rights of She don't want to testify. She only answers to the oil company. She don't want to testify. She knows the truth won't set her free. Oh!
1203 at 560, WQAM, the Mad Dog at 2, Old Penis Face, Joe Zagacki at 4. Marlins on deck, 6:55, and then we got Marlins and the Mets in Port St. Lucie. It's my computer, I just had to reboot the whole thing because of your SPIC websites there.
Sorry.
Screwed up everything for me. I don't know what that was.
It turned everything to Espanol?
And well, I was even trying to check some of those out. I could have read it. Comprendo. Un poquito. So what do you got? Read it. Let's hear it.
Oh, I'm not on that anymore, although I sent you a fax that says I'm full of crap.
Let's see. It says Luis Miguel was never a menudo, says some other George with a G. Well, if you got it there, I mean, how?
No, I'm trying to find something definitive. I mean, I'm finding it in art, in like descriptions of albums. And
see, the thing with menudo is that a lot of those kids that were in that group were like interchangeable. In other words, they were there until they got like too old.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson would say, until they got too old, like about 10 or 11.
Right.
And then they would bring in new kids. So he might have been in there like, maybe he took a shower once with Ricky Martin or something like that.
Or I could be full of crap like that faxer.
Who could be full of crap?
Me.
That's what I'm thinking on this particular issue, okay? And the reason I know that number you gave me before was wrong because it didn't include the voluminous amount that Duff added in there, too. Right. So we know there's at least one more.
4028.
Plus the 5.
Correct.
So that's 4528. We got $472 to go until 2 hours to do that. You kidding me? That's child's play, man. No problem. I'll bet you Clarence will write out a check for $100 right now. All the money that he's stealing out of that place. How about the salespeople, huh? Do they care about free speech, about radio? They don't even know what that, just like that guy at CMQ, we don't even know what they're playing. Our salespeople. Where the hell are they with this? Where's Fat Boy, who talks a good game, huh? Where's Skippy, who's just squeezing? Where's my good buddy Troy the Boy with the bald head, huh? Old Troy Stratford there. He's still sniffing his old jockstrap back in the sales department with Screw Ann. Let's go, you guys. Let's hop on it, okay? Stop FCC.us. Can you spell US? Go spell it out for him, okay? Write it on his forehead. Now, what is that direct? I've screwed up my whole computer now with that crap. I can't get back on my home page here. Oh, I see. Because how did that get to be my home? My home page.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? How did that happen?
Spyware.
What do you mean by that? You think?
That's what does that.
Oh my God! Now I'm on that security page. I don't want to see Jerry Hallowell. I don't want to see that. Oh, look at there. She is. There's like 6 of them there. 6 for the price of 1. I don't want to see that slut. I mean that lovely Spice Girl. So what the hell do I do now? Well, I'll worry about it during the break. But how can that happen?
I don't know.
You think that was really spyware that like took over my thing?
Yes.
It was Spanish spyware. See the SP? 5670560 pound 560. In fact, maybe we'll win an SP for this performance. I don't think so. Ask Romy. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I think they're one of your sponsors, but has anyone said Outback?
The Outback?
Yeah,
the Outback doesn't have any drive-through. That's a good choice.
So overrated.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are just nauseous from the Outback. Okay, we'll put them on there, Pally. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Okay, now let me just see something here. Okay, let me just try. I got to get my look at that. This page cannot be displayed. Oh my God, my whole computer, my whole life has just gone to a hell of a handbasket. How is this possible? I punch in Neil God. Oh, what is that? Neil God?
Wrong website.
No, but seriously, how did something come up there?
I don't know.
Well, Rogers. And this is all your fault, by the way, Mr. Julio.
I planned it that way.
Another Spanish plot.
Mm-hmm. We have vase.
I guess you do. Invading my computer. Shame on you. There's stopfcc.us. Looks really good. What do we got? 4528? We'll have 5,000 by the end of the show if I have to stick around and write the check myself. 522 votes on the poll. Thank God at least I can get back on this. What is the worst sit-down restaurant in America chain? Not a drive-thru. Denny's 108, Olive Garden 74, making a big move. Applebee's 52, Waffle House 46, IHOP 41, Shoney's 22, Pizza Hut 21, Chili's got 20. Picadilly Cafeteria 20, Red Lobster 19, Morrison's 17, Melting Pot 15, Cracker Barrel a dozen, Rascal House 11, the Golden Corral 9, I still don't know what that is. Is that like that Pickin' Chicken place?
It's like a big buffet.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I think it's good, actually. They got cut meat and, like, mashed potatoes or whatever.
Mashed taters? Sounds like really for Goyim. That's why Josh goes there. Perkins Pancake House 8, Fuddruckers 6, Stooky's 5, Friday's 5, Bennigan's 5, Macaroni Grill's got 4. I'm speechless. Tony Roma's 1, Hops has got 1, and none yet for the Outback or Bobby Rubino's, but the Outback just went on it. They'll get some. There are people who are like, they either like that place a lot or they're hostile. Hostile, they don't like their meat. WQAM, hello.
Yes, is this Neil Rogers?
Sounds like me, yes.
Okay, Neil, you should get a copy of the theme song from the TV show, The Flintstones. So before you talk about either the Bush administration or the Republican Party, you could play that theme song first. It would fit right in.
The Flintstones?
The Flintstones, right. If you
What's
don't have
the connection? I must be missing something.
If you listen to the song, you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much. Let's listen to the Flintstones. What do you say?
Okay.
I bet I got it.
Yeah. Gay old time, is that what he's talking about?
I just had to run back here and get my TV themes. You got it?
No.
Cartoons, let's see. There's Popeye, the Jetsons. What is that crap that you're playing, by the way?
It's new. It's Classic Meets Cuba.
Sounds like crap to me. Now, what's the one that he said I should find?
The Flintstones.
I think the guy was on drugs. Yeah, okay, great. Good job, Pally. By the way, George says whatever you got, he'd like to get some of it too. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. So sad. I made the effort. Hey, listen, I'm easily had. No problem.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Prosecutors are said to have expanded inquiry into leak of CIA officer's name. Prosecutors investigating whether someone in the Bush administration improperly disclosed the identity of a CIA officer have expanded their inquiry to examine whether White House officials lied to investigators or mishandled classified information related to the case, lawyers involved in the case and government officials say. In looking at violations beyond the original focus of the inquiry, which centered on a rarely used statute that makes it a felony to disclose the identity of an undercover intelligence officer intentionally, prosecutors have widened the range of conduct under scrutiny and for the first time raised the possibility of bringing charges peripheral to the leak itself. Can we say leak?
No.
Peripheral to the itself. How do you like that? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. I'm so distraught that my whole over Menudo and Luis Miguel and my computer's like all screwed up. It is. During the break, I was doing these long commercial breaks we got. I have to take a moment or two and try to put the pieces back together again. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, how about the Ale House for the survey?
The Ale House?
The Ale House. Like
right.
The Rail Ale House, the Coral Springs Ale House. The food there is terrible.
Okay, you got it, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, and don't go there again. I don't think I ever heard of the Ale House, did you?
Sure. Go there often enough.
You do?
Often enough.
You like it?
It's fine.
What do they got besides ale?
Well, beer, obviously. Lots of beer and
probably
burgers,
ginger ale.
Things like that.
I hear it's good for what ails you.
It's got funky burgers like mushroom Swiss burgers.
Oh, I like that.
They got pasta, they got seafood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's middle of the road fare. It ain't fancy. You can go there and
in other words, it's for schleppers like you.
Right.
Well, so what's not to like?
It's fine most of the time.
Okay. But we'll put it on there because whatever they say, it's their taste. It's not our taste. If we like it, maybe we just got bad taste. Who knows? Taste this. 12 minutes past noon at 560 QAM. Let me fix that thing now.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. He was one half of a hugely successful 80s singing duo. And even though both of them are out of work now, it just seemed like more fun to pick on John Oates.
Nobody remembers me because I wasn't the pretty one like Daryl Hall. Let's face it, I look like a cross between Freddie Mercury and Billy Bob Thornton.
John Oates' unrelenting bitterness and tragic loser status provide exactly the kind of demeaning, sphincter-tightening awkwardness we love here at Inside the Behind.
Well, I'm here to tell the world that I'm back with an all-new show I simply call In Oates.
I'm sorry?
In Oates, featuring all the parts of the Hall & Oates songs that I made famous.
The parts you made famous? I'm not sure I understand.
Like Kiss on my list. Because your kiss. Because your kiss.
I see
because your kiss.
Oh, my God.
Or Man-Eater. Whoa, here she comes.
Right, yeah.
Whoa, here she comes.
Sure, yep.
Whoa,
please stop.
Rich girl. Rich girl.
No.
Bitch girl.
No, I said shut up, you freak.
I'm not gonna shut up. You listen to me. Rich girl. Rich bitch, yeah.
Mr. Oates. Oh, Mr. Oates. Oh, I'm sorry. Is he singing just the backup again?
Yes.
Oh, it's so tragic and embarrassing. But that's what you guys like, right?
John Oates. If they gave an award for a second banana. Hey, FCC, I said banana. Go ahead, find me. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business. Tonight, on Inside the Behind.
Oh, I forgot to mention this before because we got so much crap going on with my computer getting diddled around, which thank the goodness for my technical expertise. I got it all straightened out again. You know that broad that was supposedly missing and they had the big manhunt and they used all of that. The media got everybody whipped up into a frenzy.
Yeah, what about her?
She made it up.
Oh.
She just wanted to be alone.
I can relate.
Mistrial on the Tyco case. One of the jurors, I wonder if it was the jury that kept giving the okay sign, you know, that gray-haired bitch. Mistrial in the Tyco case, and then the broad that supposedly was missing, then they found her and kidnapped. She wasn't kidnapped at all. She just made it up. Was it Greta Garbo or Marlene Dietrich or who was it? I want to be alone? Somebody like that. She wanted to be alone.
It'll come to me.
Who was it? Mae West.
Was it?
No. Mae West said, why don't you come up and see me sometime? Or some who cares?
I think you're right with Greg Garbo.
She wanted to be alone. Anyway, nació como Luis Miguel Gallego Basteri el 19 de abril 1970 in Puerto Rico. I'm not going to push my luck. Fue integrante del grupo adolescente menudo. I can read this pretty good, you know.
Yeah, not bad.
Debutó en la música con tan solo 12 años y poco después recibió su primer Grammy. So anyway, he was a menudo is what it says here. He was, fue integrante del grupo adolescente menudo. Took many showers with Ricky Martin is what that means. Luis Miguel fue al Colegio Boston de Pedregal, donde cursó hasta quinto grado. El resto lo hizo con profesores particulares.
You must be giving somebody a heart attack right now.
Why?
Half that sounds so filthy.
What are you talking about?
Oh, those filthy foreign words.
You mean muffin there? Well, too bad. Dado que los compromisos musicales no le permitían asistir regularmente. What?
It just sounds so filthy.
It sounds filthy? What sounds filthy? I haven't read one word here that sounds even remotely filthy to me.
It's a bio.
1983, Conquista Puerto Rico en pleno auge de menudo. Oh, there you go. Well, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Auge. Huh?
I don't know.
You, what?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're the resident spick and you don't know. Conquista.
Like
he conquers Puerto Rico in plena auge de menudo. Now, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I think we got a fake spick is what I think. I think it's Portuguese.
Busted.
Rick says, last night, Channel 17 WL, this is depressing. WLRN in Miami played a Nova episode entitled Life and Death in the War Zone. It followed an Army mobile hospital and the lives of soldiers in the unit. In one scene, they showed a 14-year-old girl who was burned in the hands and face due to a U.S. unexploded bomb. They said the only reason they helped this girl is because the guards at the front took pity on her. This is total BS. We caused her injuries and broke her country, and now we don't want to fix it, says Rick. What really got me was a 9-year-old girl burned over 15% of her body from a U.S. rocket attack. The parents couldn't get out of the house to get food or water due to the constant barrage of missiles and fighting. Finally, they got to the Army hospital with the girl severely malnourished and dehydrated. She was only skin and bones. They were going to fly her to a U.S. hospital for treatment, but she didn't make it. One of the nurses just broke down and said she couldn't take watching all the children mutilated and harmed. Neil, when is this madness going to stop? I'm sorry to bum you out. I needed to vent. The DVD is on sale at pbs.org. If anyone agrees with this war, pull out a picture of one of these children whose lives will be destroyed forever because of a senseless war. But you know that little kid whose picture we had on our website for a long, long time there?
Right, Lucky Ali.
The good, yeah, he got all his artificial limbs. Isn't that great? Yeah. What a tragedy. How pathetic. At any rate, so Luis Miguel was in Menudo like I tried telling you before you got my computer all screwed up. God, you're a hard ass. Who doesn't speak no Spanish? No wonder them Spics hate you. Hey, they can spot a phony a million miles away. Damn it. What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? No drive-through. That's the definitive deal.
Does that mean I have to use my real name now?
Denny's, yeah, Eddie. Denny's 119, Olive Garden, Eddie Rodriguez, Olive Garden 81, Applebee's 54, Waffle House 47, IHOP 46, and after that, Small Potatoes. Although I see a tie between Red Lobster and Pizza at 24. 567, I'm sure we've left many, many thousands off of here. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got to tell you, I don't know if you've mentioned this on the air yet, but the story about the White House, the Bush White House, concealing the records from the Clinton White House,
right?
Terrorism. I mean, that just shows you what kind of people these guys are, and right. Also.
Well, I want you to keep several things in mind. Number one, they didn't want this 9/11 committee. They fought it like crazy, tooth and nail. Number two, they helped put a bunch of stooges on it. Number three, they wanted the deadline to be like already over with. They didn't want to extend the deadline. So they fought this every inch of the way. They didn't want to tell the American public the truth.
How can anybody with any brain cells buy what this administration is telling you?
Beats the hell out of me.
Absolutely a scandal. It is.
And you know something? I'm convinced more than ever that what I've been saying for months now is true. If Bush came on television at 9 o'clock tonight, made a national speech and said, we've lied through our teeth about all of this. We were going to go into Iraq in the first place. Richard Clarke is right, and so is Paul O'Neill and everybody else. And we went in there because we wanted the oil and because of the fact that the neocons had this game plan of domination in the Middle East and world domination. If he came on there and told the truth, they still would say, oh, well, we support President Bush. He's a great leader.
They wouldn't care. And by the way, I don't know how this Air America could have overlooked somebody as erudite as you that speaks so eloquently on this topic that could really fight and is a real radio guy. I mean, they really should take a closer look at this.
Well, they can't afford me. I think that's the problem. Have a great day,
George
pal.
Orwell was 20 years off.
See ya. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Yeah, I would have liked to have been on that thing, but of course, Norma, he's busy getting sick and dying and all these other things, you know. See, I probably shouldn't say that because then maybe he'll have another, like that and I'll put him over the edge. Ooh, something to think about. 5670560, pound 560. Now, how are we doing with that cash? Are we getting updates?
Yeah, we're getting updates, but it hasn't gone anywhere.
What do you mean by that?
4028, so 4528.
Well, but does that reflect the Duffs?
Yes.
I think these people are busy looking at those 3 pictures of Jerry Halliwell. I think that's what they're looking at, and those that 6-pack they got on there. But other than that, I don't think they're paying any attention to Stop FCC.us, US, and donating. We've got to get to $5,000 by 2 o'clock today, or I'm going to tell you right now, George is going on vacation next week. Oh, that was a bad idea. No, we got to get to $5,000 by 2 o'clock, or George cancels his vacation next week. How do you like that? Oh! Yeah, that'll scare him. That'll motivate them highly. Whip out their credit cards. When in doubt, whip it out. Get with it. Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Let's go. Man, are these people cheap. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
I talked to Bush supporter the other day, and I talked to him a couple months ago, and they just love him. And I said, now a couple months gone by, and you see all the things he's lying about, are you still going to vote for him? And she said, you know, it's something that any other president hasn't done in the past.
There you go. Uh-huh.
So no matter what you tell them, they just love the guy.
Yeah, see, Clinton lied about having sex, which, of course, was a big deal to the Republicans. And this guy's lying about Iraq having weapons of mass destruction and having to do with Al-Qaeda and terrorism having to do with 9/11. And all these people are dying. I see a great correlation there. Not
Exactly. That's what I told the person, and they just are blinded.
I want you to keep one thing in mind, okay?
Okay.
There's an old saying that sums it up. Where there's no sense, there's no feeling.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You know, there's so much in their face, and they still believe it. I can't do it. I want to vote for Black Lobster.
Okay. The evil lobster. 5670560. I just ate there, I think, once in my life, and everybody had warned me they give you really small portions, and the prices are ridiculously high, and it's the food is just marginal at best, and that's it.
I ate there twice. The second time because we got some certificates, and you know what? Still wasn't worth it.
Even for free, it wasn't any good. That's a good deal, for a poll. Yeah. Even for free, a restaurant that you wouldn't eat at. Maybe we'll do that one day, one of these days.
Okay.
Keep it in mind. Keep it in the back of your head. Store it away. WQAM, hello. Not there on line 4. Shame on you. That was probably going to be our first lady caller of the day, wouldn't you think? Since we haven't had no ladies today. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I did this. My psychic powers even scare me sometimes. Yes, ma'am.
This is Jolynn, the hockey girl.
Jolynn, are you kidding me?
No, it's me.
Where have you been all this time?
Nashville, Tennessee.
All right. What a horrible place.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But, you know, I'm hanging in there. I got my pred, so I'm okay.
You also recorded...
That Will Rogers is a likable guy. If you're an atheist with a swish in your stride.
Right?
That's me.
That's you, Jolynn. How you been?
That's me, Neil. God, I miss you so much.
So, where are you now? You're in Florida?
I am on Singer Island on the beach. It's a glorious day.
Oi! Singer Island. I remember it well.
Yes, it's it's a very nice beach. So we're laying out and enjoying the sun, and I go back to Nashville tomorrow.
Well, how are you listening to us if you're on Singer Island?
Well, I'm getting you on 560 here. Yeah, it's
my God, that's
it's a little
up
hazy.
There. Wow.
It comes in and out a little bit, but I can catch most of it.
Uh-huh.
And I was just thrilled that I could. So it's good to talk to you. How are things going here in South Florida?
Things are fantastic. I'm not in South Florida. I'm in Toronto.
Oh, you are?
Right. I do most. Yeah, I am. I'm in Toronto, and I do most of the show the show from my apartment. I got a nice little studio in my apartment, and I'm here most of the time.
There you go. So you winter in Canada and summer in Florida.
No, I live in Canada, and I spend a few weeks in Florida, not any more than I have to.
I hear ya. Well, I'm sorry that the Panthers didn't make the playoffs this year, but I'm happy. It looks like the Preds are gonna.
Yeah, it looks like they might get in there. They won last night. They beat the Blackhawks. They needed that game real bad. I hope they do for their sake, because that Barry gives me the trots. He's been there a long time.
He's really done a good job this year. That Stevie Sullivan pickup.
I love Stevie Sullivan, man. One of the great mistakes the Leaf organization ever made was letting Stevie Sullivan go away. One of my favorites. He's a great player.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Great hearing from you, Jolynn. Take care of yourself.
You too, Neil. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya. How do you like that? That is a shocker. And I said,
what a surprise.
I said, maybe that would have been our first lady of the day, and I punched it up. There's Jolynn. What am I doing here, man? Seriously, I'm going to the track right now. I'm going to go over to Mohawk and scope out tonight's race.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560.
I'm going to Flamborough Downs, baby.
Friday, you bastards. That Will Rogers is a likable guy. If you're an atheist with a swish in your stride, you smoke a good stove and ride around in the vet. You got a radio show you do just for the check. Happy anniversary to Neil. The only thing in this town that's for real.
Absolutely.
People listen for miles around just to hear that famous farting sound. They're on the Atkins
Not anymore, they don't.
the bread off their sandwich and like making fun of Sister Mary Mandich. Neil Rogers, you're the best. You really put Miami to
That's the ultimate indictment when Jolene says she's been in Nashville all this time. She likes it there as opposed to South Florida. What does that tell you, huh?
Yeah.
And she's in Singer Island over there on the West Coast, over in Sarasota. Maybe she's over there with the Amish.
That's right, Amish vacation.
You think? Oh, wait a minute, Singer Island over there, or is it like up? Which one is Singer Island?
I thought it was over here.
Is that the one up in Palm Beach?
I don't know.
By Jupiter?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of City Island. No, Singer Island is up there by Jupiter, or by West Palm, whatever the hell it is. Some readers complain about Iraq images. This is from The Guardian, UK. Gruesome front-page photos showing the charred remains of U.S. citizens killed in an ambush in Iraq prompted complaints from some readers that the images were too graphic. The New York Times, Miami Herald, and USA Today, said they received a moderate number of complaints from irate or offended readers about the prominent use of the photos. What island am I thinking of over there on the West Coast that everybody...
Merritt?
No. Begins with an I. No, not Marco Island. Whatever the hell it is. I don't know why I'm thinking of the one by Sarasota. At any rate, she's just up there in Palm Beach, and I'm thinking, what is it?
Catalina.
No. Santa Catalina, though, 26 miles. The New York Times ran a large photo on its front page showing the bodies of American civilians hanging from a bridge, while USA Today, the largest circulation daily in the country, ran a somewhat less graphic photo on its front page showing Iraqis beating the remains of American workers with shoes. USA Today spokesman Heidi Henderson said the paper received 20 emails and a dozen phone calls that were largely critical of the decision to use the photo. They got 20 emails, wow. And by the way, Clarence, you're a liar. You got a lot more response than Joe and Mark that you admitted you're a liar. She said the newspaper planned to print some of the responses in letters to the editor in today's paper. They're in there, I'm sure. The Herald front page editor Liza Gross, oh, what a perfect name for the Herald, Gross, said executive editor Tom Fiedler, with his trench coat, planned to write a column for Sunday's paper explaining the process that editors go through in making such decisions.
Sanibel?
Sanibel, that's the one. See, it begins with an S, like Singer Island. Singer Island is right up the road there, man. It's right up by Palm Beach. I've been there many a time when there used to be some white people there. Oh, sorry, Jolene. We've been saying that these decisions were not made lightly, and we discarded many more gruesome photos, but our responsibility is to present the facts as they are, Gross said. She's the front page editor of the unctuous Miami Herald. John X. Miller. John X. Miller? What? Oh, I guess his name could be Javier, right?
I guess.
But not if his name is John Miller. What would the X stand for?
Xavier.
Well, that's what I just said. What else could it possibly stand for?
Xylophone.
Okay. John Xylophone Miller, public editor of the Detroit Free Press, said the newspaper received a substantial number of complaints, about 100, from readers upset about a front-page photo showing the bodies hanging from the bridge. And I'm going to say it again. All you people out there, you pansies that want to be shielded from the truth, it's muy importante, just like in Vietnam, that the American public see the brutal, grotesque truth and not be shielded from it, which this administration would love to see happen. Let's shield the public from those grotesque, gruesome images, because it's the truth. This is really what's going on, as opposed to this glorious Operation Iraqi Freedom. Right. This BS that they're feeding. What a crock of crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. I thought Olive Garden make a bigger dent, but nobody can't touch no Denny's. I guess they never had none of them Mother Humper pies, huh? German chocolate, which I'm not really that big a fan of German chocolate. I like chocolate cream pie. German chocolate, they had a great Mother Humper. Mm-hmm. But you don't know if they still got that?
I don't.
Well, I'm sure we'll discover. We'll get the answer to that right after we get the answer about the artist that they're playing on WCMQ-FM with those big numbers. WQAM, hello. Hola.
Yeah, hi, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil, I just wanted to mention to you, if Bush is now going to appear in front of the 9/11 Commission, it's really quite funny when you think about it that, first of all, he's appearing behind closed doors, and he's got to be accompanied by Cheney. I mean, why not have his mommy and daddy accompany him?
He's going to be sitting on Cheney's knee. In fact, did we put the cartoon on the website where it's got Charlie McCarthy? He's got the puppet on his knee, Cheney?
I'm sure we have. It's high comedy.
Like every couple of minutes he's going to be looking over like Cheney, like, hey, I'll defer to Mr. Cheney on this one. I mean, why not have his mommy and daddy accompany him while they're at it,
Maybe they will, because daddy's pretty emotional now. He's getting really upset. Quit picking on my kid.
Probably knows more about what's happening than his son anyway while we're at it. But
no question about that. He's on the inside.
He's such a wuss. How anybody could say he's a strong leader now with when you see this. But again, we're dealing with the American population, which is, pretty stupid for the most part. And by the way, I'm on my way home now to log on. I'm going to be sending some up to Stop FCC.
Thanks a lot, man.
It's a great cause, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
See, there's a guy. He's going to put some money in there. Now, what's that latest total?
Same.
What do you mean by that? He's not changing it, or nobody's putting any money in?
He keeps putting it up periodically, and it hasn't changed.
So in other words, it's still $4,528, and we're $472 away from the $5,000 I guaranteed we'd have by 2 o'clock today.
Correct.
For Stop FCC.us and that newspaper ad in USA Today with the largest daily circulation, so that millions and millions of people can see it and hopefully go online and sign that petition. What is wrong with this town, man? What is wrong with the people in broadcasting, like I said before? That certainly motivated Duff, but nobody else. Greg came in with that nice check. Duff got on there, which we appreciate. Anybody else in the building?
No.
Not that we know of. Anybody else in the marketplace who would cough up $50 or $100?
No.
Cheap bastards. Just unbelievable. Unconscionable. And this is what I was up against the first time we went through this back in 86 or 87, whatever the hell was it, INZ. The same thing when it came down with all this censorship BS, and nobody stood up against it then. And here we are 18 years later, and there's still more and more, and they never have enough, never take away enough. Just keep knocking down the First Amendment. We just make it up as we go along. You'll say whatever we tell you you're allowed to say. And you'll listen to it and watch. And let me say it again, the most important thing to keep in mind, whether you like this show, Howard Stern, Bob and Tom, Bubba the Love Sponge, whoever you like to listen to, or whatever you like to watch on TV, this is just the beginning. Cable, satellite are next, and once they're done with that, it's the Internet, baby.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Do you like boobs alive? Yes, I like boobs alive. Boobs alive, boobs alive. Gotta like boobs alive. Really like boobs alive. Gotta like boobs alive. Boobs alive, boobs alive. Gotta like boobs alive. Down in the locker room, just three boys. Beating down the locker room with all that noise. Singing, do you like boobs alive? Gotta like boobs alive. Boobs alive, boobs alive. Gotta like boobs alive. Do you wear your chocolate? Yes, I wear my chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Down on the football field. You never can tell what a heel can wheel, so you gotta wear your chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate, you gotta wear your chocolate. If I had a flag along, if I had a flag along, if I had a long flag along, if I had a long flag along, if you like boobs, I tag along. Beep, bop, you boob alive. Gotta like boobs alive, boobs alive, boobs alive. Gotta like boobs alive. Big and round, they're all around. They're big and round, they're all around. All right.
Fancy schmancy paper, new and improved, says Hillary's a dyke. Yeah, the front page story in this week's Inquirer, who's gay and who's not gay. And, of course, no surprises, the usual, big tease on the front page. And then nothing surprising, Although I didn't notice the Attorney General of the state of Florida's name in there anywhere. Or Mark Foley.
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
At any rate, had a blurb about Hillary, had her picture as a matter of fact, and Bill Clinton has evidently told Jennifer Flowers, at least that's what she wrote in her book, that he's sure that Hillary has had a lot more women than he ever had. That was his quote, says Jennifer. Yeah, that's what he said. So anyway, what would be wrong with having the Ice Princess Bulldyke as something? Oh, speaking of bitches, she's kind of cutesy, this Audrey Seiler. She's a nice young college girl, but I'd say put her ass in jail for a long time. Or maybe in a rubber room somewhere. University of Wisconsin honor student who said she was abducted at knife point from outside her apartment has changed her account of the incident. Assistant Police Chief Noble Ray said at a news conference today, a little while ago. Ray said police asked Audrey Seiler about apparent inconsistencies among the physical evidence, her statements to the police, and those of other witnesses. Seiler then said the abduction had taken place in a different location, according to Ray. The 20-year-old student was found Wednesday. She was last seen leaving her apartment at 2:30 Saturday morning. She told police she was abducted at knife point by a white male in his late 20s or early 30s, about 6 feet tall, and last seen wearing black sweatshirt, black hat, and jeans. And this is from the CNN website. This isn't even up to date. Their website sucks, okay? Their website blows. Can you believe this? Student changes abduction. I thought this was the very latest thing, but this was on an hour ago. That now she says she wasn't abducted at all. She just wanted to be alone. And they got this crap on there, and I'm sitting here reading it like some kind of a moron, moron. Because I think that CNN is up to date with something. It's like those 2 American kids that got killed over there today and yesterday in Iraq. Finally, they got like an afterthought. If you look at the crawl on the bottom of some of these talking head channels, or if you look way down in the middle on their website among the headlines, you'll find, 2 more Americans dead in Iraq. It's really pathetic. Talk about managing the news. And that line we had before, did I say that story about that Israeli thing? I sure hope I did. I guess I didn't.
We could play it back.
Pathetic?
Yeah.
That they've got a phone number that they can call in Atlanta, and that if CNN runs a story that they don't like, that all they got to do is make one phone call to kill the story.
Maybe
Beautiful.
They could just wire them up with a dump button.
There you go. That's a good idea. I bet you the FCC would like that. Just every now and then, just when you feel like it, just dumps them. Oh, man. Anyway, I guess I Schmidt-canned it. Too bad. What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? That's our poll question today. Yeah, another poll today, damn it. Not a drive-thru. That's the qualification. If it's got a drive-thru, can we put it on there?
No.
No. Denny's 127. The Olive Garden 87. Waffle House 56. Applebee's 55. IHOP 53. Pizza Hut's got
about 30, man.
Red Lobster 29. Chili's 26. Piccadilly Cafeteria 25. Shoney's 25. And on down from there. Golden Corral's got 18. I never heard of it. Is that a new chain? A new,
I guess. We got gift certificates here.
Really?
Yeah, but they're down in Miami, so somebody else is going to get them.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to Miami to eat, am I? No. WB, who's just an out-of-control chronic faxer, says it just blows me away when I see the reaction by the public to the brutalities of war. Prior to Vietnam, it was a punishable crime to send graphic pictures home, let alone publish them. Maybe if the media continues to publish the gruesome graphic realities of war for the next 200 years, the sheltered war supporters will finally decide war is not such a great idea. And can somebody please explain to me how mutilating American bodies is so much different than bombing a country to hell while casually selecting targets that will break the will of innocent people until they hate the invaders so much they can only retaliate by such acts of heinous behavior. If they invaded my country, I'd be in the streets also, he said. That's my $50 worth. Glad to contribute to the Down with the Fastest communication drive, etc. Thanks, WB. He contributed. And that number still ain't changing? Maybe Eric is busy eating lunches or something, you know?
No.
What?
No, because he keeps putting the same number up there, so I know he's checking.
Oh, so in other words, there's not another dime that's come in on there? And right. I'm sitting here thinking everything is going along just fine? I'm going to go on strike, I'm going to tell you right now, until we get to $5,000. We couldn't have made it today without Greg's 500. You know, $4,000 would have been nice. Mm-hmm. But thanks to Greg Reed coming in with that $500 check, we got $4,528. I mean, if it's going to stall out right now, what's the chance we're going to get to,
about 30, man.
What chances there are that? All these hotshots out there that talk a big game. Oh, yeah, you just let us know, Neil. We're right behind you. Like I said yesterday, you turn around and look over your shoulder. They're behind you all right, about 14 miles back up the road, and they're running like hell the other way because he's asking for our money. $5? $2? How much does it cost for a pack of faggots these days? About $5?
$100.
No, seriously. How much does it cost for a pack of cigarettes?
$3-ish. Two, like high 2s, low 3s.
Yeah, $3. So I'd say right now, and probably keep you alive for another extra few hours doing your pubic service. Just forego that next pack of faggots that you would buy, and instead take the $3 and put it on your credit card and whip it in there to stopfcc.us. And get with it. See, I was on such a euphoric high, you know, when Greg came over that check and then Duff helped out. I thought, man, we're going to really get some momentum going. Just like always, same old crap. It's the same people always who come through, and the rest of the people are all talk. And like I said, the people that can't afford even 50 cents, we understand. We appreciate that. We appreciate their predicament, especially Josh and George. They appreciate it. And even George put in 100. That's the thing that really is an indictment of the rest of the public out there. When a little schmuck like George, with a little piker like him,
I'm going to die in debt,
puts in $100, who hasn't got 3 nickels to rub together, who's treated and abused and used in that place like you wouldn't believe, and still cares enough about something to put in $100, and the rest of you like that. You know, it's about time that some people waked up and woke up and sniffed the daffodils. I'm starting to get emotional now. I'm getting wild. Just like our fundraiser, no matter what the cause is, always an excuse. Let's auction off some crap, okay? Let's auction off Todd Dreck. How many cents can we get for him?
About 30, man.
30 cents. There you go. We'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, look at this.
Community and other state and local officials, and it says that, as you said, Department of Homeland and FBI have received uncorroborated reporting on an alleged plot against major U.S. cities this summer, the summer of 2004, that targets commercial transportation. Both those agencies, Homeland and FBI, have assessed that buses and railways could be targeted, but I bring your attention to the word uncorroborated, which basically means that this is a sole piece of intelligence that has come in to the intelligence community that has not been able to be matched by another source. This is the type of information that would not be widely disseminated to the public because of that, because it is uncorroborated, but instead would be very specifically targeted toward those who need to know.
There you go. Okay, well, it's Friday, right? Just relax. Terrorists may or may not try to bomb major U.S. cities. Buses, trains, just stay home and hide under the bed. That's a good idea. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line.
Hey, we got another 20.
We got what?
Another $20. 40,
and that's
48.
It? This ain't gonna cut it. 45.48. We're still $452 short of the $5,000. See, at this point, now, yesterday I was like right on the edge, like, should we proceed with this or not? Because I don't want to have to give a whole bunch of money back to people.
Yeah.
But if we aren't going to raise even $10,000, for example, what's the point? I mean, what kind of an ad do you take out for $5,000 and we can't even get to $5,000? I got that thing you sent me yesterday from USA Today, that the rate sheet.
Yeah.
Here's the national rate sheet. Let's see. The minimum, the smallest ad, a 16th of a page is $10,600. 16th of a page. You know how small it is? About the size of your thumb. I mean, to me, the smallest, an eighth of a page is $18,300. For the $31,600, get a quarter of a page. That's what we really need to get people's attention. Although an eighth of a page, $18,300. We'll just continue pressing on, and by the year 25, maybe we can get to a few people out there. This is, like I said before, we're not giving anything in return. That's the problem. Oh, don't we get a CD? Don't we get... No. Don't we get like a keychain? No. You
might
get nothing.
Get freedom.
You get our thanks. You get our thanks. $2 or $3 and they won't do it. The cheapest, low down, it's just astonishing to me.
Another
what,
like
$2?
120, no, 41.68, so 46.68.
It's 46.68. You see, I have to embarrass. See, I don't like bitching people out and chewing them out to sign a petition. How much effort does it take? How much effort? You're all sitting there watching porno on your internet. You're not fooling me.
That's right, they're busy.
They're looking at Jerry Halliwell's boobies on there for a couple of minutes, then they'll go to their favorite porn sites on the computers. They're not fooling me for a second. They're sitting there pretending to work like our sales holes back there. If our salespeople were working, what kind of a log we had yesterday and today? It's like a going out of business log here at QAM. Maybe Greg ought to rethink giving that $500 or not the way things are going in this joint.
Yeah.
Maybe they took in a good, some good money on that phony auction the other day. Oh, maybe that's what we need to do. Let's auction off Mo's piece. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he donated. He's got a whole bunch of spares anyway. How about Jim Mandish's old jockstrap from those Super Bowl championship years? What do you say?
All right.
Yeah. To have to sit here and beg and plead and squeeze and cajole and just practically terrorize people. It's almost like stealing, reaching into your wallet and try to squeeze $3 or $4 or $5 out of you, huh? Just pretend you dropped a $5 bill at the store while you were buying your faggots or your milk or whatever, your sodas. Huh? Just pretend you dropped a 5 on the ground. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was curious. You're always talking about how many votes you guys need, a million for stopfcc.com.
Signatures, yeah, that's what Scott's
and what
goal is.
happens?
Yeah.
Okay, I signed it, and I'm just curious. If a million come, what will happen? What exactly will happen?
The world will stop spinning around.
No, I mean, what will the FCC do with a million signatures? What will happen?
It's not just a question of what the FCC is going to do. It's a question of whether Congress, I mean, the Senate still hasn't passed that indecency bill. And then the point is that it passed so easily in the House because nobody was saying anything about it. It passed 391 to 22. There were only 22 people out of 435 in the House of Representatives voted against it. And that's because nobody was screaming and yelling. And that's what you have to do in front of the Senate. In fact, on that website, you can click on there and he will automatically generate a letter from you to both your U.S. senators.
Right, I heard you say that yesterday.
So you don't think in an election year that they're going to pay attention if they get 1 million people signing a petition?
Right, well, I hope
they're going to start peeing in their pants, man.
And I got one more question. Like, some of those bits that you can't play anymore, why can't you just bleep out what you can't hear and still play the bit?
Yeah, well, I worked on that one. It took me forever, but it's a good idea. We're going to work on it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Thanks for your help.
41.91.
See, 41.91, 46.91. $4,700.
And 13 cents.
What?
And 13 cents.
13 cents. That's a lucky 13 cent. That might be what puts us over the top.
Absolutely.
See? That might do it. Boy, what an unbelievable effort. But we keep plugging along. That's me. I refuse to take no for an answer. I'm just stubborn, a stubborn old coot. In fact, we got a few stubborn old coots in this joint.
All the crap you can unwrap.
Right. We know. By the way, Wayne hates you, Mo. I just thought I'd mention it again. Just for the hell of it. Not any special reason. 1257 at 560 WQAM if you want to spring into savings right now and save a ton of cash on a great new car or truck. You can do it at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead. They're on US 1, only 20 minutes south of the 836. Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead's worth the drive because they're going to save you so much, a whole pile, thousands of dollars on great new Toyotas, speaking of cash. Check out these great leases. An 04 Camry or 4Runner for just $269 a month for 48 months. How about an 04 Highlander, just $309 a month? Need a truck? How about an 04 Toyota Tundra? It's the safest truck in America. You pay just $179 a month for 48 months. And these are just a few of the great savings waiting for you right now at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead. And with those nasty toll increases on people using cash on the turnpike, Armstrong's will give you a free sun pass when you buy your new car or truck there. General Manager David Rich and his entire staff will do whatever it takes to make you a deal and put you in a great new Toyota today. So experience for yourself the Armstrong Toyota of Homestead difference. Locally owned and operated, they are committed to 100% customer satisfaction, too. Their service departments even open late till 8 weeknights to make sure they get all your service work done and done right. You'll find them at US 1 and 293rd and Homestead. It's only 20 easy minutes south of the 836, so jump on down. Don't waste your time at those mega dealers or car giants who overpromise and underdeliver and then get you to their dealership under some phony pretense. Do the smart thing. Deal with the folks who will treat you right. Call David Rich, the GM at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead at 305-242-3247. 305-242-3247. Drive a little and save a ton on that great new Toyota at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Bill cigars and Monica's. She lets out a giggle when he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the. But a cigar and her, you don't mind. Well, he don't know where a stogie goes. I can see how there was some confusion between humidor and humid. And in Arkansas, the term cedar, he saw her naked. Stars report can lead to going blind. Now Clinton, he was working hard, late nights in the Ovary office, working on a practical joke. He took a Macanudo, put an exploding load in. Poor Monica was blowing rings of smoke. Bill's cigars and Monica's. She lets out a giggle every time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the, but a cigar in her, you don't mind. Oh, people feel that Hillary's been made a fool of by her husband. Feel that Hillary was wronged. Up in the Lincoln bedroom, she was moaning, moaning. Al Gore was doing her with Bill's old bong. Bill's cigars and Monica's. She lets out a giggle every friggin' time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the, but a cigar in her, she don't mind. Whoa, candy is dandy in her. Master is faster. Oh yeah. What you gotta do is take a Tipperillo and put in. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh now a cigar in her. Oh yeah.
I get emotionally drained just from listening to that. It's 104 at 560 WQAM. All the bleeps all the time. America slept while the First Amendment was being dismantled, okay? While people were saying, oh, you can't say, and you can't do that, and you certainly can't play right. And America just sat back. This has got to be the most passive country on the face of the earth, the most passive GD country. See, I just used the initials there.
I heard it.
Can't say that anymore either. Oh, well, that's coarse speech, man. That's, yeah, whatever. And they just keep making it up as they go along, justifying it under some other word. Well, it's indecent speech, it's obscene speech, it's coarse speech, it's vulgar. You know something? They're the ones who are obscene. Make no mistake about it. When the Founding Fathers made the First Amendment, they didn't say, unless, of course, you say things that the FCC don't like, or a bunch of grumpy old men. See, this Senator Sam Brownback from Kansas, this guy's picking up right where Jesse Helms left off. That's what he's all about. Another right-wing lunatic. And, of course, nobody, I mean, just about nobody, except maybe Russ Feingold from Wisconsin, almost nobody in America has got the balls to stand up to him and say, hey, where the hell are you making this crap up, huh? You're going to tell everybody what, and by the way, the juror number 4 in the Tyco case got a coercing phone call in the last 24 hours. That's why they got the mistrial. A coercive letter within the last 24 hours. In other words, they made him an offer they couldn't refuse. Uh-oh. Well, I don't think I want to be involved in this no more. Okay, mistrial. We'll start all over again. While these grave robbers that ripped off and scammed people from their life savings for millions and millions, all these guys from Enron and WorldCom and Tyco, these people should be on death row right now. That's where they ought to be. They're worried about putting Martha Stewart in jail because she lied about a few grand that she made. Big stinking deal. All of these people ought to be on death row. And they're walking around on the loose. Anyway, like I said, very passive people. They lose their life savings based on a bunch of lies. Oh, woe is me. I guess I'll have to work till I'm 95. Oh, gee, woe is me. Let's put another 4 years in there for the guy that's big business's favorite pawn. Okay, let's put him back in there again. He never met a big business enterprise that he wasn't in love with and in bed with, but let's put him in there again. Oh, and speaking of money, if we have any cash left over after we get our full-page ad,
yeah,
you know who we're going to give it to? Donald Trump.
He needs it.
Yeah.
I know.
If you don't give him the money, you're fired. Casino mogul Donald Trump may have the final word with his television apprentices, but his auditors say Trump's casino company will be in deep trouble without a cash infusion, which would leave him with a minority holding in the company. So I think at the beginning of that show every week, do you watch that show?
Are you kidding me?
No, I watched it once. But at the beginning of the show, Donald's going to come on and make a personal plea to the audience.
Loan me $50.
Yeah. The warning hit the shares of Trump hotels and casino resorts, which fell more than 12% in trading Wednesday morning. Got no cash. Well, maybe it cost a lot of money to keep that hair going like that. You know, keep that color, keep it of the same texture. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And I'm going to tell you one other thing, too, who's starting to give me a little bit, rub me the wrong way. Even though he's doing a fine job, is the guy that started all this, Scott, up there in New York. Very few people would have undertaken such a massive project. You know what?
Yeah.
And we're not looking for any, and I'm speaking for myself, any publicity, any mention. I don't want to be associated with this thing. It's his deal. But it would seem to me, since we're trying to raise the money to enable this guy, Scott, and the people who support this idea to place this ad, which he thought was a great idea, by the way, it would seem to me that just maybe, since he's got 145,000 plus signatures on there, and there are a lot of people that are looking at the thing, maybe he just might make a link to Stop FCC.us. Now, I realize he thinks, well, that's a little bit confusing, two different URLs. You know, something, big deal. I think it can be explained. We don't want to take away from any cash he might get to defray his expenses, but the bottom line is we could use some support from some other people on stopfcc.us to raise some cash. Right?
Right.
And he ought to be one of them. Because I don't think that there's anybody, and I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't think there's anybody on there anywhere in this country who's got more people to sign that than we have. You think that's a revolutionary comment?
No.
I think it's accurate. So I'm just throwing it out there because Eric tells me that Scott's listening to this show. He's glued to it every day, and why the hell not? What else would he be listening to? Just something to think about, Scott. Give us a little helping hand. We're trying to help you. We're trying to do it for the cause that you very valiantly have undertaken. It would be really nice if you could give us a little more exposure. Because just sitting here and trying to drain the money out and trying to drain blood out of a rock with this crowd, I don't think it's going to work all that well. What do we got now?
One moment, please.
Yeah, take a peek.
436113.
4361. So that's 4861. Whatever. Forget the 13.
Cent.
Maybe Dan Marino gave the 13 cent. He's got a great sense of humor. And great lips. 4861, that means $139 more. We can do that this hour easy, okay? I bet you Todd Dreck will, no problem, whip out his Visa or MasterCard. WQAM, hello. Hola.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is this Neil Rhodes?
Yes, sir. Bad phone. Get a new phone, Pally. WQAM, hello.
Yes, hi. This is
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is Sheila Ranson calling. I am with the Forum Publishing Group,
Right.
and I'm wondering who I'd speak with regarding advertising, please.
Oh, hang on. How do you like that? She wants us to talk to somebody about advertising. Don't put her in touch with Todd Dreck, I'll tell you that. She's on line 3 there. Put her in touch with somebody good, like Adam or Troy or somebody like that. Right?
Right.
Maybe even Fat Boy. No, like I said, somebody good, not Fat Boy. And I'll tell you one thing, I don't see any money coming in from any of our salespeople. Of you?
No.
Has Screw-Ann donated a dime to our cause?
No.
Fat Boy?
No.
Todd Dreck?
No.
Troy Stratford?
No.
That new broad, whatever her name is, Stephanie?
No.
No. Who else we got? Adam?
No.
No, which I'm really shocked at that. Who else we got? We got 80 million sales holes back there. Skippy?
No.
Skippy, who's squeezing all the commission out of all those accounts that he just inherited, that he doesn't service at all and do a damn thing. Has he got donated?
No.
No, you little weasel, you man. You little weasel. If you don't believe it, just take a look at Mo and you'll know for sure there's nothing in the world worse, more unctuous and objectionable than a weasel. Just take a look at that thing that's crawling around on his forehead.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why Wayne hates him. Maybe Wayne is jealous of his hairpiece, you think?
Could be.
Huh. Maybe Wayne would like to borrow. Hey, listen, if you want to kind of patch things up with Wayne, Mo, I don't want to tell you how to run your life, but if you want to patch things up with the owner of the team that you're broadcasting the games for, maybe loan him that nice Sunday go-to-meeting one, man. That's a beauty. It's 11 past 1 at 560 QAM.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours. QAM.
560
Are you sure?
Dick Gephardt, Wesley Clarke, Howard Dean screams a lot. John Edwards Kennedy, Al Sharpton's Alcazar, John Travolta, Simon Cowell, Earnhardt Jr., Colin Powell, Tim Robbins, Sue Sarandon, and Osama bin Laden. Bill Maher, Carrot Who's Gary gonna hire? Pretty soon we know in which degree he's chosen. Who's Gary gonna hire? Better not be a wuss, or they won't be George Bush.
116 at 560 WQM. Sergio and Hialeah, schlepper like per Sergio. He donated $10 to our cause. Stop FCC.us. Thanks, Sergio. He says, with the threat of losing my job in the next few months indirectly due to Bush's policies, I still donated $10 to Stop FCC this morning. Keep lashing out at those Nazis. Thanks, Sergio and Hialeah. Thanks, amigo. And by the way, Luis Miguel was in Menudo. Now here's somebody says, Golden Corral's been in my hometown in Three Tooth, Missouri for 20 years. All right. That must be kind of like kin to Two Egg, you think?
Right there next to it.
All right.
5670560
pound 560 on the AT. I realize it's not very scintillating radio, which is why I hate to do it, to come on here and beg and plead and scold. It's childish. But again, that's what you have to do. Because most people will not willingly part with a dime, you know? You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Most people aren't like generous like I am. And even before I was making the big bucks, if I could get involved in a cause, anytime I asked anybody, see, I'm going to tell you right now, which I remember that Rick Riley incident that time. Were you there when they were doing that?
When they were doing what?
With the fire engine or whatever it was that they were trying to raise the money to buy or whatever that deal was.
Oh, yeah, it was a van, I think.
Ambulance or a van. It's something they were trying to raise money to get. Get.
Yes.
For what was the cause? Do you remember?
No, I don't. It'll come to me.
And I was on vacation at the time. I came back from vacation, and we already had some other thing going, either our best of or Camilla's house or whatever we were doing at the time. But in spite of that, I come back from vacation to reach out and pat myself on the back here, which I will do, and they weren't raising squat, okay? And to make a long story short, they asked me, and I said, no problem. I jumped on the bandwagon. I kicked in some cash of my own. I got on the air and promoted it, and we raised the $10,000 or whatever we needed to get the van. I remember it well. Now, what did Rick put in there? Anything?
No.
Not that I can remember. I can recall that was one. I kept chiding him about that. If you're going to promote for everybody else to kick in, unless you're willing to take the bull by the horns, like I kicked in the first couple of grand on this deal, and George put in $100, then how can you expect anybody else to do it? I mean, how can you pretend you believe in it as a worthy cause unless you're willing to put up some cash?
Right. Well, I'm putting up my time.
Right. The time that he'd be sitting there anywhere. What the hell is that? What does that mean? What a phony. No wonder you hated Rick Riley like poison. Suds we love, Rick we hate. Hate you, Rick. It just dawned on me, finally. WQAM, hello.
Hi. I was calling about to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Oh. Luis Miguel was never in Menudo.
That's what I think.
Okay. I used to be a Menudo fan when I grew up. And
really?
I think she's right, because I can't find any kind of English language confirmation.
Yeah, see, he just found some propaganda there. Somebody made that up. Somebody who was obsessed with Luis or maybe some pedophiles obsessed with Menudo.
Maybe.
Thanks, sweetheart.
No problem.
Hasta quimio vidas.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh. See, it's a good thing you got all the Luis Miguel records there. I don't have any of his CDs
yeah,
here.
It's a damn good thing. I put them in a box underneath the cabinet.
Why is that?
So
get out of here. Are you starting with your anti-Luis Miguel stuff just because you got a fat ass now? What is that?
Let me finish to keep them all safe and nice and dust-free.
Get out of here because you're afraid I might play a little bit on the air. As a matter of fact, you know who was really, speaking of the goddess? Remember I was playing like a Luis Miguel record every day at the end of the show, like a 155, when she was briefly doing afternoons before they shoved her off the night and put Phil in there? Huh?
I said, yeah, go on.
And I was getting blamed. Oh, he's trying to sandbag my show. Of course, everybody was getting blamed. That's before she became a political maven and went on Air America.
I think you were trying to sandbag her show.
Huh?
I think you were trying to sandbag her show.
Right, yeah. Now, she did a pretty good job of it herself, as I recall. That was before, she was just starting out. She was she listened to Neil, then she knew she was ready. Remember that quote?
Yes. I also remember, I know how to handle him now.
Handle who?
You.
What does
that was
mean?
a response. You ripped her an ass because she called you on the phone when you were sick, and when she was going to bring you soup and do all this stuff, and you told her to bug off and just leave you alone, that's what you want.
Right.
And she was all very bent out of shape about that.
Oh, well, of course, Randy's one of those people, unless you go along with her 100%, if you disagree about anything. He stabbed me in the back, and I'm sure that one of her sycophants said they're probably calling her on here in New York. Oh, Neil is ripping you. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the way it was.
She did a screaming tirade after that, and then ended it with, well, I know how to handle him now.
She knows how to handle me?
Yeah,
Stay away,
with
honey.
both hands.
Stay away. No, jeez. Watch it. Get that bell jar out again, Josh. The one with the big slot in it. You might have to take that $100 back if you keep this up. So how are we doing on there? I bet you we got $5,000 by now. 4861 on the last report. Come on, let's hear it.
4886.13.
4886, which means we need another $114. So it's not a done thing. Now I'm going to tell you right now, any one of those sales holes, they could donate $100. It would be like dropping a dime on the floor for you or Josh. No, like you dropping a quarter and Josh dropping a penny. Or is it the other way around? However, I'm telling you. $114 and we can't squeeze some cash out of those sales holes back there. And don't tell me they're not listening. Like Fat Boy, that tub of crap. You know something? We might keep him alive another 2 or 3 months if he would put the $114 in there. Instead of eating all them Cheetos and Fritos and what?
4456.13. That's 49.
40. Well, we just went down.
No. Well, I was adding the 500 before. I'm just reading this off right now. So 4956.13.
49.56, which means we need $44. $44 on a credit card. My God, Fat Boy, you are pathetic. All these years I put up with your nonsense and your foolishness and all your fake deals.
Hiya, Pally.
Yeah. All that crappy food they used to bring in from places that were about 2 days away from going out of business.
Hiya, Pally.
And every time they did. Remember that one diner? That was special.
Ooh.
That place made the Olive Garden seem like Ruth Chris Steakhouse. That's how bad that place was.
The rancid meat diner.
$44, Todd Dreck, you miserable little worthless weasel who keeps changing the dates on the copy and send me the same Fast Train copy now for how many years now?
About 30, man.
He must have naked pictures of our friend over there at Fast Train because there's no other reason in the world like I would stay on the air. I mean, you talk about not servicing what you sell. That's you, Todd. WQAM, hello. Not there. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good, sir.
All right. I am going to contribute to the cause when I get off of work.
All right. Excellent.
All right. And just a couple of things I want to touch real quick. All right. The one thing with Josh talking about sheep, I never heard that. I heard it called scrimps or strimps. I never heard sheep like he said.
I never did either, but he's got it down pat, man.
Yeah, okay, now, there's another thing, too. This place, I don't even know how, this is one of my favorite restaurants, the Emerald Coast. But
right.
There's one Emerald Coast over there in Aventura, it don't even belong with that. That is the weak link to this, you know?
In Aventura?
I hate there. It's like going into,
let me say this again. It's not, sir, it's not our Emerald Coast.
No, well, the Emerald Coast off of Pembroke Road is great. It's fantastic. I always go there. You know, so that's the only thing I have to say. I'm out.
Okay, thanks. Emerald Coast in Aventura?
Never heard of it.
There's 3 locations, I know that. We've only been doing the spot for 100 years. I beg your pardon?
Maybe it's some other coast.
They're in Sunny Isles. Maybe that's what he's calling Aventura. Sunrise and Pembroke Pines. Okay, well, stick to the one in Pembroke Pines, okay, Pally? Please. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Denny's 138, the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America with no drive-through. Olive Garden 99, Applebee's 67, Waffle House 63, IHOP 56, Pizza Hut 35, the Red Lobster 35, Piccadilly Cafeteria. How many they got?
About 30, man.
Uh-huh. Shoney's 29, Chili's 27, Morrison's 24. Bring your own glass. That's for your teeth. Cracker Barrel. Have you ever eaten in Morrison's, by the way?
No.
Don't. If they're still around. Cracker Barrel 24, Golden Corral 23. I hear that's a buffet. Do they have any buffo on the buffet? Melting Pot 17, Rascal House 14, Bennigan's 13, Fridays 12, Macaroni Grill 11, which I'm just nauseous from that because I love that place. Perkins Pancake House 10, which is another one I think is very good. Fuddruckers 9, Stooky's 9, Outback 6, Hops 5, Ale House 3, Bobby Rubino's 2, Tony Roma's 1 out of 770. See, I mean, everybody's got different tastes. A lot of these people who don't like, for example, Macaroni Grill, they like McDonald's, you know. They like vanilla ice cream. And more power to them. WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? If I make a donation, what newspaper is this advertisement going to go on?
I beg your pardon?
What, the money you're raising?
Yeah.
The advertisement, what newspaper is it going to go on, or what magazine?
USA Today.
How do I make a donation?
Go to our, you got a computer, I hope.
Yeah, I do.
You go to our neilrogers.com, and there's a banner right near the top, not the one that says stop FCC.com, but a little bit lower it says donate to stopfcc.us. And you just click on that, and then just fill out the form and click on your credit card, and you're all set.
All right. I'm on my
Thanks,
way.
Pally. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Very simple. Eric did a hell of a job on that, if we do so himself, right?
If we do so himself.
It's a beautiful thing. It might be a little bit confusing to people, because on top we're promoting Scott Steele there, which is what this is all about, is protesting to the people in the Senate, the FCC, everybody who will listen. But if you go underneath where it says what's new, right above the list of all the cheap channel stations that you're not supposed to be listening to if you want to protest them, all 8 in South Florida. Right in between there is the big banner. It's got the American flag in the background. It says Stop FCC.us, promoting the campaign for free speech. Please help to raise money to advertise the Stop FCC campaign, the petition campaign. And you just click where it says please help us raise money, which I just did, and nothing happened. Oh, there it is. And then it says, you click the thing on, and it says donate, and there is the thing. Please enter the amount. Anything between $2 and $1,000. So it can be $2, $9.99, anything in between. Did Fat Boy come through with the $44 yet or not? Oh man, oh man, oh man! Just wait till I get back to town, okay? We're gonna take $100 out of his fat, and nobody will even miss it.
We're Sports Radio 560.
We did it.
WQAM.
We did it!
You've seen him on Channel 7 News. First, as a 2-bit reporter. Now, as a 2-bit anchor that wears more makeup than Tammy Faye Baker and Mary Kay combined. Rick Sanchez sings. Hear the dulcet tones of the man who brought you Crime Check, Rick Sanchez.
La cucaracha, yo
Rick Sanchez. Rick Sanchez sings.
Give me a home with a
Don't miss Rick Sanchez in his pasty-face tour over Hialeah. It's one show you won't want to miss. Steak for a good one. Rick Sanchez, he loves his audience.
I accept you as a precious gift from God.
We did it!
Okay, calm down, David. 131 at 560 WQAM Mad Dog coming up at 2. Joe Zagacki for Hank at 4. We apologize in advance for that. So we did it, huh?
We did it.
And you didn't think we could. Now, I am really not pleased with the fact that I had to go through all that herniatic bitching and pleading and squeezing, and a lot of people are at work, they're in their car, they're in their truck, they're not at their computer right now. But, we're gonna make this happen. I'm not gonna sit back and take no for an answer. And you know something, if we raise the $30,000 or whatever we get, and we take out the ad, and we send all the petitions, and nothing happens, at least we tried. How can anybody with a good conscience just sit back and say, oh, well, I guess things just aren't like they used to be anymore. We can't say crap. We can't say, oh, that's right, I just said it. Well, that'll be next week. Some nervous Nelly in the building. I don't want to mention no names. Some nervous Nelly in the building. Oh, I don't think you can say crap anymore. I don't know why. It just doesn't sound right to me.
Duff, get off this instant.
Yeah, get off the kick, okay, you silly screamer. And thanks for your donation, by the way, Duff. And what do we got?
Oh, I don't have a grand total yet. He just said we did it.
Then how do you know we did it?
Because he said so. Oh, here it is. 45, 57.
So it's $5,045. Okay, so that's not too bad in 2 days, huh?
We'll take it.
That's a start.
Couldn't have done it without Greg.
Thanks again, Greg. No, that's right. Well, I was just shooting for 4,000. Okay, right. I was just shooting for 4,000. And when you said he came in there with a $500 check,
right.
See that's a good sign that we're finally getting through to him because he understands it. He's been in the business a long time. Well, I mean, kind of on the periphery of the business. You understand, and of course people in management, everybody in this industry, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people besides the fact you're cheap and you're a bunch of lazy bastards who won't get off your ass and do anything. In fact, if they would do something, how come I'm the one who's always doing a campaign? How come it's always up to...
Oh, God!
Yeah. Where's all the rest of the people in this industry? Of course, most of them work for Cheap Channel. I understand that those people... And how about Pharrell, our good friend Pharrell up there? So he put the link on his website. Big stinking deal. In fact, you know something? Let's take a look at Georgia. He's on the air in Atlanta on an FM. Okay? We're on AM on a station that nobody can hear unless they're like 2 blocks from the building. Except for Jolene, who's up there at Singer Island. And I apologize, Jolene. I thought you were on the West Coast. Not that she cares. Let's see. I'm looking at the thing. There's California way in front of everybody. Texas a little bit ahead of Florida, which we moved into a very strong third. Then New York is catching up to us. Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, Washington, Michigan, Massachusetts. I don't see Georgia yet, do you?
No.
I'm looking. There it is, 1,110. You know how many it had this morning when I looked at it before the Pharrell show?
1,109.
1,110.
Oh. Wow.
So he must really be pushing the hell out of this thing, you know? Either that or he's got nobody listening up there. Well, I don't know what the deal is.
We got 5,145.57.
Right. Every time you try to mobilize people and say, hey, open up a mouth, do something, stand up for what you believe in, stand up for your career, for your livelihood, stand up for the Constitution, stand up for anything, or just stand up and go take a leak, anything. It's like, oh, gee, there's that Neil starting in again. Okay, we just too many wimps, man. Too many people who just wuss out every single time. They just kind of slunk off into the corner there with that body language, Kind of like Chris Moron. They used to do the Panther games. You can see by his body language what a loser. He used to frump down the stairs. You know what that means, frump?
Sure.
Kind of like slump shoulders with that look of a loser.
Moron.
On his face. Chris Moron. What a jerk he was. Charles in Deerfield Beach said, I don't know what that's all about. I just couldn't. We got how much? 5,100 and some odd?
We got 5,165.
Excellent.
57.
That's great. By Monday when I sit my ass down, you'll be on vacation, but by Monday morning when I sit down, we'll have 8-9 grand. I'll tell you. We'll get our 30 grand. And even if we have to settle for 23 grand, that's a sixth of a page. A sixth of a page will make a difference. That people will see it, right?
We'll take it.
I mean, USA Today, they got 80 trillion people that read it, that look at it, that peruse it. Charles in Deerfield Beach says, under the heading of just one more item to add to the long list of horrors connected with this insane war in Iraq, a recent documentary that aired on PBS's Frontline said that because of pressure by the White House to get Saddam at any cost, the U.S. military dropped megaton bombs on the homes of Iraqi civilians, killing countless numbers of innocent men, women, and children. The military defended its actions by saying that no matter how weak the intelligence reports were, they felt they just couldn't take the chance of missing Saddam, which of course we now know they did. But that's not the worst part of this story. As we all know, in a war, tragic mistakes are sometimes made, but this mistake was repeated not just once, but 50 different times, and some people still wonder why the Iraqis are throwing bombs at us instead of flowers and candy. One final point, says Charles. George Bush also puts the blame on 9/11 on poor intelligence, but hell, we already knew that he was an idiot as he became president. That's right. Lack of intelligence and W in the same sentence is a redundancy. Wow. How sad. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. How many signatures has Scott got yet? 145,252. I'm looking on there. He's looking to collect some. I don't see anything on there. Well, maybe he'll work on it, okay? Maybe Eric can put some pressure on it. Put the squeeze on him, Eric, okay? Say, listen, amigo. We put you over the top, baby. We put you on a map. Now let's give us a little more. I don't understand people, WQAM, hello.
Hi!
WQAM, hello.
Change the topic already.
WQAM, hello. Change the station already, schmuck. QAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me turn the radio down. Okay. Rick Shaw, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good, Rick. How are you?
$100 for you.
All right, you're the best, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty soon they ain't gonna let us play songs with blue in the lyrics.
You're not gonna be able to play "Build Me a Buttercup" anymore on Magic if they. I'm telling you right now. And the Righteous Brothers are not going to be. He was doing all that drugs, man. You're not going to be able to play that crap.
Oh, come on, Neil. $100.
Thanks a lot, Rick. You're
you
the
got
best.
It.
And thanks for those CDs too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
the
you're welcome.
DVDs, rather.
You're welcome. Yeah, right. Happy birthday.
Take care of yourself.
Okay.
How you like that, Rick Shaw? There's a guy. See? What did I tell you? There's some people in this. You'll notice it's the people that have been around the block a little bit.
It's a lie. I am not a Nazi.
Right. Rick Shaw pumps in $100. Add that on there. It's 5,200 and whatever it is. See? We'll do it. Because I'm going to keep banging away. And by the way, for that schmuck who calls the mouth breather the idiot, who's still listening to around the clock every single day, 10 to 2, wouldn't miss a minute. I'll change the topic when I'm good and ready, okay? When we accomplish what we want to accomplish, we don't need any instruction from some retard, all right? And when I say we don't need instruction from retards, that includes some of the people in our building. Oh, sorry. WQAM, hello.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, can I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I know it's a little late in the poll, but
It's a little late.
No,
no,
certainly
you can
no
add on. This will be on there all weekend.
Oh, it will.
Yes.
How about Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake Factory is, yeah,
the worst,
you're right.
The worst service. The food is just fat,
Yeah.
but the service is horrible.
They put the F in fat.
He's right about that service.
It's the worst, but it's certainly no Denny's. Denny's,
Yeah.
the only reason to go to Denny's, and if you go, you got to bring something to eat while you're waiting for your food. But I thought
Okay,
I'd just
Pally,
add
we'll
that.
be brown bagging it with Barry Jackass. Thanks a lot. You got it. Cheesecake Factory. Get it on there.
We got it.
Denny's, though. In fact, I was right. Olive Garden's starting to make a little move again. In fact, that's what happens when you eat there. In a few minutes, you start having another movement. Denny's 144, Olive Garden 103. Did we hear anything from Skippy about the matzo pizza at the Pizza Loft or anything from Jeff Cohen? No. I think he just abandoned us. I think he went into business with the Rimmers now.
Yes.
Monkey business. Denny's 144, Olive Garden 103. What is the worst sit-down restaurant chain in America? One that doesn't have no drive-through, which leaves out all them fast food joints. Applebee's 70. I bet you Josh is proud to see they're in a strong third. Look at that. I did that just subliminally. I mentioned Applebee's. There's one right out there by me in Sunrise. You do know that, don't you? Right on Sunrise Boulevard?
Yes, I do.
Never been there. Waffle House 67, IHOP 58, the Red Lobster 37, Pizza Hut 36, Shoney's 33, Piccadilly Cafeteria 31, pick this, Chili's 29, Cracker Barrel 27, Morrison's 24, Golden Corral 24, the Melting Pot 17, Bennigan's 15, the Rascal House has still got 14.
Oy!
That's one of the great, I'm telling you, what they see in that place, it just dazzled me. It just amazes me. Oh, you don't understand what you're talking about, the pastrami and the corned beef. It's dreck. And you can't complain about the service in that place because there isn't any. They treat people, if you want to be treated like a real, they say, oh, it's like it is in New York. Yeah, well, that's why most of us don't live in New York, okay? We don't want the rudeness. We don't want to be treated like some kind of a schlepper, like some kind of a barbarian. Oh, that should be your worst trouble, Sonny, is that kid sitting there with the orange juice squirting down all over his pants. 20 till 2 at 560 QAM, your barbaric station for the new millennium.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm tickled to death that Rick and Suds are on in the afternoon. They sound great. I think they found their niche there, and God bless.
Hey everybody, Ricky Ticky here to tell you all about the groovy time we're having at the grand opening of the Steak and Shake right here in South Florida. Come on down and meet your favorite radio legends sitting here along the bench. We have Neil Rogers, Jay Michaels, and Larry Kent. Larry couldn't make it today, but it's 89 degrees here on a Saturday hop afternoon, and it's time to place my order. So here's the top 40 countdown of the Silver Dollar menu at Steak and Shake. Coming in at number 1, it's a double burger rare with cheese fries bubbling under at 39. And the Pick and Click top 10 most requested desserts of all time, according to this week's Silver Dollar menu, is malted milkshake. And I guarantee you guys and gals will be the smoothest shake you ever had, because it's going to be whipped up by none other than Janet Reno herself. And remember, you can win a free patty melt if you can guess how many wallets Neil has in his front pocket. So come on down. You're going to have yourself a great time. We'll be right back after this Special Acts by the Beach.
Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout.
I don't know that I ever played that before. There's our tribute to our buddy Rick Shaw. Well, where did that come from?
I don't know. It's ancient.
Did you ever play it?
I've never played it, but I heard it.
Well, there you go. I don't think I ever played it. There you go, Rick. That's for you. It's a tip of the stale cap to Ricky Ticky.
This just in.
Yes?
250 from Jim Mandich.
All right, there's the man.
All right.
I told you, I knew he'd come through for us. He's got the big bucks, make no mistake about it. He's loaded. He is loaded.
Big everything.
Okay. Josh? Got that jar right there? Get that jar. Sticking, there goes George's 100.
He's a big guy.
So, yeah, right. So what do we got now? About they're closing it on $6,000, I bet.
Oh, wait, there was another update during the break.
Whoa, brother. Now, Eric just emailed me something that I'm just a little bit disturbed and concerned about. I don't understand what the hell that meant, Eric. I read it, but I think Eric's getting a little bit carried away.
Anyway.
Yes?
48, you can add the 5 to this. 48, 37, 76.
53, 37.
76.
How can that be? Is that correct?
53, right.
Well, I don't understand. We had 5,247, and Mandich gave you 250. Your math
No, he
is
hasn't. No, I haven't added his yet.
Oh, I see. Well, add it in there. If he tells you he's giving it
going to be
250,
writing a check.
his word is as good as halava.
You added in there. Now we got 3 numbers.
5587. We're closing in on $6,000. We'll do this. See, I don't take no for an answer real easily, okay? I keep banging away and banging away. Okay, so there are a bunch of people out there, this is really boring. Well, then cut loose with a few bucks and we get it over with, all right? And then we move on with life. This is a project. This is something like little kids. You know, here's a work project. Here's something for you to do. Keep you off the streets. But anyway, Eric's email. I'm confused here. Is there some kind of a competition going on? Huh?
I don't know.
Do I better not say anything about this on the air?
I don't know.
Because we're promoting StopFCC.com and Scott's petition drive, and if he chooses not to put us on it, that's up to him. But I mean, we're not going to start all over again, Eric.
I don't think that's what he meant. Assuming that you got what I got. I didn't get a copy of the email.
I don't understand that. But anyway, says we'll get in touch with Pharrell. Maybe you can do that. Well, you're going on vacation. Somebody can get in touch with Pharrell
and send it down the line.
But again, keep in mind, I do understand his predicament because he's working for Cheap Channel. That station he was working in Atlanta is owned by Clear Channel, and they may not want him to go on there because they're busy sucking up to the Bush people and the FCC. They're getting fined every time they turn around. WQAM, hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
I tell you, I am mad as heck. You know that? I'm a hard-working SOB, and Bush gets on TV the other day and said anybody out of work is lazy and a gold bricker.
Yeah, and the unemployment rate, even though they created all these jobs, they say 308,000, unemployment rate just went back up to 5.7%.
5.7%.
Yeah.
I've had 42 interviews in the last 3 months, and this SOB is calling me a gold bricker?
Yeah.
You know, he should be shoved his head sticks among us.
Okay, great. Vote early and often, pal. That's my best suggestion, and good luck to you. What did he say? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT. I better check my email here again real quick before Eric precipitates some kind of I don't know what he's got in mind there. What did he email to you? Anything we can say?
In the little chat room, he said that there might be some confusion with people donating to Scott's site because he has a place to donate there,
right?
As opposed to the money that we're
collecting.
Well,
no, didn't I go on the air the other day and say, didn't I encourage people to donate and help him defray the cost of his thing? And he's got a little site on it. That's fine, okay?
Yes.
That's great.
But
no problem with that.
Eric's concerned that some people might be going there thinking that they're contributing to this total.
Right.
Contributing to the
well,
other
they're
total.
not. That's why we have the other.
Not that it's a competition or anything, but just there might be some confusion.
I see. Well, I never thought about that. That's a good point, Eric, but I have no idea how to solve it, and don't call me. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. WQAM, hello.
Boring.
Yeah, great. It's the same schmuck, same hole.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Still there, though. Still hanging on every word, aren't you, schmuck? WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak with Neil?
Speaking.
Neil, can you tell me why you can't play the Condoleezza bit? I never heard why you can't play that anymore.
Because I was told that if I played it again, I would be fired. Is that a good reason?
Yeah, but for what? What's in it?
Because pressure was brought against the radio station by a bunch of right-wing nut jobs from Newsmax.com and Fox News and Fox News Heather, and they made a big timus about Condoleezza and how he was playing all this racial stuff about Dr. Rice and all this other crap, and then they threatened to bring in some so-called equal rights group, some black militant group that was going to come in and picket the station, and we had a whole song and dance about that, and so, since we all want to keep working, we just don't play it.
So Bush is okay. I mean, we can not Bush though all we want, can't we?
Yeah. So far,
right.
as of this morning.
All right. Well, we'll keep doing that, please.
Yeah, and we will. Thanks a lot, Pally. Yeah, the Condoleezza story never really got told very well, and that's because most of the people in the local media, that was a major, major story. We were threatened with just all kinds of everything short of death if we continued playing that and Kiss a Good Morning on there, the restitution song, both of which we'd played 80 billion times. And when people from out of town come in and they want to silence you, see, this is what's going on in America now. Threats. Oh, well, if you play that, you're going to get fired. Okay, well, guess what? I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, we have a squad to fire you, too.
Yeah, the old firing squad. You're fired. All right. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello.
You're going to get fired. Okay, well, guess what?
QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, where's Lee Harvey Oswald when you need him?
Beauty. Wasn't that cute?
Yeah. I'm laughing on the inside.
Yeah, right. I know you are. And me too. Denny's 146, Olive Garden 104, Applebee's 76. And by the way, for you, sir, where's Jack Ruby when you need him? Waffle House 72, IHOP 62, and the Red Lobster, well, it's a long drop off to the Red Lobster and Pizza Hut, although they're having a hell of a battle, 38-37. 10 before 2, thanks again to the Mad Dog, he demands.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
the Middle Eastern world will be exploded. Saddam had people killed with the gas that we sold him. First time aggressor nation and the only one that's going. Now more blood will be spilled to get that oil flowing. Forget about Korea and the nukes they're toting, and the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads that Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. "3,000 people killed are now forgotten. Let's exploit them instead. Hey, there's oil to be gotten. Going after Saddam to placate Osama. There's no longer mention of the name Bin Laden, but no one seems concerned, all comfy and complacent, believing every word of this cartel administration that controls us by fear through media manipulation. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our heads that Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. The loss of civil rights is the price that we're paying. We're all suspects now, Nazi Ashcroft is saying. I have nothing to hide, table talkers all are saying. Blind obedient cattle don't have any reservation. Without unprovoked battle and world annihilation. Old regimes must fall and Halliburton installed with no objection at all. Democrats don't have the balls, and the right wing is drilling it over and over into our brainwashed heads. Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. No! Only Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
156 at 560. Now listen, Eric, just calm down. Calm down. I just get an email. I said nothing of the sort. Just, whoa, calm down now a little bit. And it says, please call me and I'll explain. Well, I'm going to lunch, see, so I'm not going to call you now. Maybe later, but I doubt it. Just, he's doing a magnificent job. Everything is fine. Just everything's under control, right?
Right.
He tends to get a little bit emotional. I said nothing of the sort. What did I say that he said?
That there was some kind of a competition that,
well, no, I just didn't understand his email, which he can clarify it or not later on. You know, I mean, we got a long weekend. Everything's fine. Just fine. Well, speaking of weekend, don't forget to turn your clock ahead 1 hour tomorrow night. I'm only saying that to remind myself. You know, spring ahead, fall back, all of that crap. 2 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, which means 2 o'clock tomorrow night. When you go to bed tomorrow night, turn the clock ahead an hour. Turn them all ahead, please. Now, here's the deal. Here's what we got. And, you know, another thing I was thinking while I was playing, now that we got Rick Shaw helping out and the Mad Dog and Duff and you and me.
And Greg.
And who?
Greg.
And Greg, of course. I don't think that the public out there should have to, I mean, we welcome their support, but they're not the ones that should have to do this, because the people that work in the industry, if they don't care enough to send their very best and like to protect their own livelihood, then why the hell should the public care? This is what always I wondered. Back in the day.
It is for the public as well.
Oh, no, I agree with that. It is for everybody, but I think first and foremost it should be the people who are in this business who ought to say, hey, let's try to do something. Let's scream and yell and not just take it and roll over and play dead. Because there's no end in sight. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Does it stop at cable?
No.
Does it stop at satellite TV and radio?
No.
And I'm telling you what they got in mind, and they've already said it. Once they get all of these things buttoned down, then they're going to work on the Internet. These are the thought police, the word police, the fascist police. Call them whatever the hell you want. It's unacceptable. It's not based on any kind of real law. They're just making it up as they go along. And because you got two weak-kneed political parties who are crapping in their pants, who are terrified of supporting what they would call smut during an election year, and because after us, so after sent them 1,500 signatures. Well, you saw what happened when after did the same thing in the House, okay? The next day, the House passed the indecency bill, 391 to 22. That's how much clout the people at after have got. 391 to 22. So, their help is welcome, and they can do whatever the hell they want with the Senate. But in the meantime, I think 1 million signatures would have a little bit more clout than 1,500 letters from the people in AFTRA. You catch my drift?
I caught it.
And we got a hell of a start there, thanks to Scott. 145,000 plus signatures on those petitions on stopfcc.com. And all we're trying to do is just help him to raise enough money so we can promote that website so people around the country can open up USA Today one day and say, hey, look at this. Here's a thing all about what they're doing to freedom of speech and the First Amendment and why all of our favorite people are going off the air and why we can't hear a damn thing anymore on the radio and on TV and why they're having a nervous breakdown about Janet Jackson's boobie on there. See, this is how tragic it's become. We're blowing people away. There's your kids. There's your friends, your kids, your neighbors, your nephews, your grandsons, whoever, your brothers. There are the pictures of all these slaughtered kids over there being butchered every day and all the innocent Iraqis that are being butchered every day for no good reason at all. Unbelievable. And the public sits back and says nothing and is willing to accept this fascism, this creeping crap that's going on in this country, all based on the excuse of we saw a little boobie on TV there for a second and a half. How stupid can the public possibly be? How lazy can they possibly be? How much crap can they possibly take?
What's the scale?
You say Fat Boy came in again? So anyway, help us out over the weekend. Just click on neilrogers.com when you're through looking at Jerry Halliwell's triple booby shot there, and get on there, stopfcc.us.
Not counting the 750 from Manage and Greg, 4872.76.
4872 and 750 looks like to me. I'm going over a little bit, too bad. 5620, and of course on Q56, that sounds appropriate.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
We did it!